What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Three Star Draw. I am down south 77, aka Three Star Draw. Many names. It's not that hard to straighten out. And we are back here on Three Star Draw, where there is a stream every Wednesday. Don't need four special pictures for just four plain old renders to drop to do a stream. We do one every Wednesday here, and this Wednesday the dice rolled to Backyard Battlefield with my brother to the north.
Crusty old crow and his cat with the butt. Get down.
Are you covering the bong tonight?
It's not that. It's you and I were talking backstage, and as soon as you said, "Okay, I'm gonna put on the count," okay, oh wait, this cat wanders in and starts looking at everything on the shelf, and it's like, "I'm going to jump." He's still doing it, son of a bitch. So I put him on my lap. You're not going to knock over figures today.
you know he's gonna do it. You know at some
Oh
point
yeah,
he's gonna jump up there and knock
yeah,
stuff over, man. These cats are
yeah.
ruthless. So
No,
um what you
I was actually secretly hoping Animal Companions help shows. Help our show, sponsor my cat.
I need to get a bed in here for Pretzel then and get him to come in
Yeah,
here and hang out
exactly.
for a little while.
Yeah.
Freaking help we can get. So what do you been up to today, man? How was I always like to ask you how the weather is up there in Ottawa? How's it been going?
It's been pretty hot. It's been in the mid 90s, um, high 80s, mid 90s most of the week, which is warm for us. And really, it's been a slow week, man. My highlight this week was doing groceries and remembering to bring my earbuds so I had music to listen to. I was like, this is the best day. So how
That's
sad is
some
that?
that's you're getting old, man. That's some old man stuff right there. It's like
Yeah,
went
yeah,
to the
yeah.
grocery.
Getting old's confusing.
And it probably gets, I imagine, gets worse the more that goes. So,
Well, yeah, being
um,
retired sucks.
yeah, I bet it's terrible. I bet it's just terrible.
Boring.
So, um, yeah, it was like 90, like 94, 93, 94 here today. It's just brutal. I was outside. I had to do some outside stuff today. It was absolutely miserable. Got to wear one of my two short sleeve shirts that my company issued me. Never been able to wear short sleeves before, and they gave us two.
Is it a
I got
black
11.
t-shirt though?
Um, my regular work shirts are like a charcoal, like
Yeah.
they're not quite black, but they're not quite gray, and they're hotter than balls. They gave us
Yeah,
two
exactly.
green short sleeve shirts in like the green color of the company, which is like about the color of my draw, my logo up there. So the first thing you get on them, they're gonna show, dirt. So
Yeah.
anyway, I'm happy to get them for as long as they last. So yeah, I had to break out one of my short sleeve shirts today. So I have to look at the forecast to see what the hottest 2 days of the week are and plan accordingly. So
Yeah.
absolutely awful. So, all right, I'm starring all these comments, so we're gonna have to get through the chat before we get too far down the road. But I do have to say, Dreadnought K6, do you sell propane and propane accessories?
Yes.
No, no, no
Uh,
propane. So,
I just want to hear
uh,
you every now and then just go, dang it, Bill.
damn it, Bobby,
There you go.
Bobby. A youngin' with a tool in each hand has no hands with which to do drugs. Uh, all right, let me go all the way back up to the top. So, see, we got Triple D's Dungeon in the house. Dave, what's up? I didn't get that. What am I supposed to do for the next 6 hours? I don't. You're gonna have to tell me, because I put it in the chat, but I didn't see if you answered me. So, Son of
Yeah.
Crayon Slayer's in the house. What's going on? Got Jason Steele is in the house. Howdy, everyone. Derek Holloman is here. What's going on, Derek? Cobra Emperor 6 G.I. Joe Delta 17 toys. What's up, man? Good to see you here. Punk said people would come here. Pink Punk said people would come here. Well, that's good. I'm glad people
Uh,
are here. Um,
I'd like to think Pink also said that today, just for no good reason.
yeah, thank you, Pink.
Thank you,
Um,
Pink.
and what's up, Cobra Emperor? Because that is probably the last time I'm going to read all of your name. Let's see, Roman Graham, and he says it's 102 in South Carolina today. Oh,
Oh dear God.
that's once it gets over like 90, 92, though. I mean, it's really all about the same. It's just all miserable. Once you get that hot here, you've already got the humidity anyway. So let's see, Rob V. Raid, stream raid. Wah, wah, wah. That's how I know Circle of Jerks just ended.
Yeah,
Chad in. What's
exactly.
going on, Chad? Mike, is that Gould or is that Gold?
I'd
I
say
think it's
ghoul.
Gould. I'd say Gould. I'm gonna go with Gould. So thumbs up. What's going on, Mike? Thank you. Jay Astro says, "Oh boy, here's these guys." Rob Rob V
What a
Piper
vague
Island
statement.
sends.
Oh, good.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. That's good. I sent him something back from me.
Finally, fucking.
um, let's see. Graf says Toy Optics sent me. He did a little dance to get us here. It was adorable. I saw a second, another comment about that. I'll have to go see
Yeah,
what
now I'm
Toy
gonna have to
Optics said.
replay the last bit
Yeah,
of the jerks because I
yeah.
was watching from up till a bit, but it's just finishing off each other. Stanley, phrasing.
What's up, Stanley? Turk Murphy's Toy Solutions in the house. What's up, Turk? Let's see. Bobby Wald says, "Did you get the eraser figure?"
Yeah, Bobby sent me that, and I saw Baldylocks mentioning it. So what's going on is I guess they have some leftovers from Joe Fest, so they re-promoted it and it bipped people's radars. But yes, I do have Eraser already. But if you guys don't have Eraser, check out what was being said about that. There's a link up there. Bobby knows about it. I don't have it here right now. But
Um, let's say I could probably find it. I don't have it either. Maybe see. I thought
yeah,
maybe they'd put it on the homepage, but I don't see it yet. Anyway, so I haven't even opened that figure. I don't even remember where I put it. It's here somewhere.
I saw it for the
Let's see.
first time on Punk, the Circle Jerk or Circle of Jerks, and then I was talking to you. I opened up an email. Bobby was sending it to me, and then we went on. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I did see where they're going to. They did that with the Toy Lana one too, with the purple one.
Yeah,
They put the
no,
extras
it's
on,
good.
and they did it. They did it last year after Joe Fest with
Mhm.
Forgotten King and the other
I
one, Dracula.
I'll put my testimony on it because you've got it too, right? Like I like this smoky edition of the eraser, and that's why I got it. And it's good if you guys are even curious about it. Like this thing, I put it in front of a light that was changing colors, and I watched all the colors change through him. So if you're wondering about how transparent or opaque he can get, uh, just like that. So if that's the kind of character that interests you, what makes it weird for me is why is his guns and everything invisible? Like everything he carries is invisible, right down to his knife.
I,
Right.
I
So,
guess anything that
but
he touches.
there you go. So, I mean,
You
we can get into that, but that's a separate show entirely. But anyways, I would just
Yeah,
say
we
it's a good thing. It's worth the
have to
money.
get into the genetic and the molecular makeup of invisible soldiers.
Excites the
uh,
shit out of that.
Viper Scout is here. What's going on, Viper Scout? Black Genghis in the house says I need the accelerator suit from Rise of Cobra. I think I would like it as a toy, but I sure didn't like it in the movie.
No,
It'd probably be all
yeah,
right
in the
as a
movie,
toy. Um,
it felt like
Cobra Emperor.
the
Okay.
Michael Bay touch for a Joe thing.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's definitely the
Yeah,
way that come off. Cobra Emperor says somebody took all of his wild kittens. We have 8 we fed, and now they're gone. That may have been a good thing. Um,
yeah. Always good when a
and
cat gets a home.
yeah, good to see. Mike says Toy Optics is a jerk. No, I'm definitely gonna have to go back and see what he said.
Mm.
Let's see. So, Chad, I will go ahead and show this. What reveals are you stoked for? So, as far as the ones they showed today, we are going to talk about them, of
Oh,
course.
was there new reveals today?
Yeah,
I
I
had
saw
not heard.
something about that. Saw
Hmm.
something about that pop up on Facebook. No, we will talk about it. There's really one, really two of them. The other two, I'm just like, nah. Dreadnought K6 is in the house. What's going on, Dreadnought? Wreck Ship popping in to say ahoy before heading to bed. Thanks for stopping by.
Appreciate
And
that, man.
there he is, a pink with toys. Hello, fool.
Oh,
Hopefully you see a boost. We did. We
cheers,
did.
bud. You're a good
Thank
man.
you. Thank you for the reference. So Plastic Fantastic is here. What's shaking on? Uh okay. What does it say? What Tripwire say? A 10-cent milkshake? Shaking like a 10-cent milkshake. Retaliation Lady J is going to be fire. I like pretty much all the Lady J figures, other than maybe the first one.
Considering
So,
the number of Scarlets we got, I was surprised we didn't get an equal number of Lady J's or cover girls, but yes.
yeah. Let's see. Machine Man is here. What are you looking forward to the most? A nap. Nap. Let's see. Starfighter is in the house. What's going on? Another great shoe to watch.
Oh, geez.
Another great show. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Let's see. Wolverine Ortiz is in the house. What's going on, Wolverine?
I'm
There's
trying to find
not
where
used
you
to
are.
having not having this many comments. Used to having this
We're
many
way
comments
behind.
this early.
Yeah,
I'm
you're.
sure.
We're
Let's
way
see.
behind in the
Sabir
chat.
Sabir is here.
Spirit of Norte,
U.S.
hey man.
Combat U.S.
Dojo.
Combat Dojo's in the house. And Starfighter says, I like the outdoor reviews that both of you do. And thank you. Crow is much better at, much more adept at those than me.
My doctor says I need to go outside. I need to be out in the fresh air, so I might as well do that. But thank you. I wanted to say hi to
Vitamin.
Izzy
Go ahead.
Trevi. Izzy Trevi. I just saw him on here and I don't recognize the name. So
Yep.
hi Izzy.
Izzy says, I thought Crusty was stroking a fox for a second, or your cat.
That's why I no. It's creepy when
That's
I see
awesome.
stroking.
That's
Oh,
obviously
look who
a
else is
dog.
here. Keep going.
Let's see.
We're almost at the end.
Toy Kind of Mood is in the house. What's going on, Travis?
Mr. Moody.
No, Steve Martin is in the house. What's going
I like
on?
to
Like a
pretend that
whatnot
that's
rag.
the I like to pretend that that's the classic Steve Martin. When I picture what Steve Martin is, I like to think that celebrity is visiting us today. The jerk.
Wouldn't that be nice? That would be better than if Punk ever got Phil Collins in there, the Steve Martin
Fucking
would
Phil
be
Collins.
Trump
Fucking Phil
fucking Phil
Collins.
Collins. Toy Kind of Mood says Happy Yojo July. Yeah, right. Like they're already blowing the doors off of Yojo June.
I think of it as Joe Y. July.
Yeah, there you go. You guys are going to talk crap about the Grim Range Viper. Don't. He's going to look cool with the regular ones. I got some thoughts on Grim Range.
Yeah, no,
have
you
some
don't,
thoughts on
Jay. Don't oppress us. If we have an opinion on it, we're gonna be blunt. I don't know if I like it or not yet. I've only seen it 3 minutes worth.
Yeah, right. So yes, so this is what I was thinking right here, and we'll talk about it when we get there. That's who I thought he was, and who he may be. Maybe he's supposed to be Skullbuster. I don't know. Son of Crown Slayer says his Air Eagle Tiger edition just showed up at 8:30. He's putting it together now. Careful with the tail section when you snap that thing in there.
Oh, you can just see it up in the corner up there. I'll pull it down later. I like it. I just don't know what to do with decals on it, or decals, or decals or decals, whatever you want to call them. I was explaining to Darren with the orange and yellow of the Tiger variant. A lot of those decals that worked on the green one don't work. No, you stop being toxic, you guy. I'm not your guy, buddy. I'm not your buddy
Yeah,
guy.
not your buddy guy.
I'm not
Oh,
your
and look
guy
at Derek
friend.
Holloman. Derek Holloman here trying to show off and rub it in everybody's face,
What a
put his
big
rounder
flex.
together today. Yeah, you
Those
and
who
your
can
rounder.
should.
Yeah, yeah, you and your yeah. You should at least take them out of the box instead of having the box set by your feet at your desk for over a week, like a certain cousin that I know.
Oh
It's
yeah, just
still
sitting
in
there
the box.
picturing the box, staring at the box. Amazing how good it looks in his head. He still won't take it out of the box.
I know, and he can't. He's not sick anymore, so he can't say he's been sick. So same amount of reveals today than we had all of YoJo June. It's about the truth. All they got to do now is show us a render for some figures that we've already seen, and they'll be right there.
Well, and that was,
Right.
like I'm wondering, and we'll probably talk about it later, if this was some of the stuff that was supposed to be in that stream that was never covered because the cop and the blah and the who and the what, and
Yeah.
it just dropped off, and they're like, we still got to get it out. There's a timeline here.
Yeah. And
So,
I still think that threw their whole day off, and I think those might have been renders that they possibly were going to show that day.
oh yeah.
And that whole day just got thrown off, and they were like, here's an all striker. Move along, nothing to see here.
Oh yeah, when a plan changes, everybody who's a gear in the cog of that plan probably got an email going, wait out, there's a gag order, we don't talk about this, we're not gonna do this, and we'll give you an update on this date. And that date kept changing and it just became this swept under the rug bullshit, right? So
I hope
that's
that
how I
they
view it.
I hope that they go ahead and do something with that at SDCC, but who knows, man? It's Hasbro. Hasbro's gonna Hasbro. We know that. It's so I do want to see that figure, but yeah. So those reveals today are and what I was BBTS supposed to reveal those. That's what I haven't been able to see
So
was that supposed to come out today, or did
my
they
understanding
do an
was
oopsie?
no, everything went to one channel. Like one channel got the reveal for wetsuit, another channel, and someone had that list. There was four channels got the four of them, and then it all got
Oh,
consolidated after that and
okay.
released like
Because
over the day.
I
It was
saw
weird.
it. I saw it after it was consolidated. So,
Yeah, and it
um,
was weird because it started off as one, and then others trickled in.
okay. I'm actually I was expecting to see more throughout the day, but whatever. It's only Wednesday, so tomorrow I guess it officially starts, right? So we'll probably see
Yeah,
some other stuff. So Stanley says each reveal was a different figure, and Full Force had the Grim Viper.
there you go. There you
that,
go.
just that
And that
name,
and
man.
that took a little while for everyone to suddenly kick in and be like, no, it is legit. Because at first it didn't feel like it was legit or not. There's some question. And then after it was all consolidated, everybody's like, oh yeah. Oh, is my mic out or yours? We've lost a microphone.
No,
Okay.
it was me.
There we go.
It was me. We had 25 people watching. Hit that like button if you haven't so far. Certainly appreciate it. Goes a long way in that algae rhythm. So, and Derek saying Dan Larson had one as well. So, all right.
Mhm.
Let's start with you got any new stuff?
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah. I did still haven't gotten Frag Viper for the classified line. Everybody knows we're up to speed. We got the firefighters, but I don't know if I'm gonna get around to a review or not. But I got the X Force Warpath at X23, part of that set there. And this is about what you'd expect out of the standard Marvel little female buck. It's a little bit stronger than some of the tiny ones they've made in the past. Like the joints are a little bit more reinforced than they've been before. But this dude's awesome. I'm really liking the Warpath figure with
and
the
he's a
dual
pretty big
vibranium.
figure, right?
Yeah,
He's a pretty large figure.
yeah. If I were to put him next to an Alley Viper, like He's much bigger than the Ally Viper, right? So
Okay.
big boy.
Because I didn't realize that guy was that big. They've got him, the other version of him, I guess the first version. I don't know how many versions there's been. They've got
Well,
him down at Yojo Depot, and I was like, damn, I didn't realize that figure was that big.
so it could be Thunderbird or Warpath, but or his brother Thunderbird from the first iteration. Like I know they've done a couple, but I just bought this one because they've been releasing quite a few X Force lately, and I thought it was yeah, it would fold it the collection well. So that was it, and I don't have a problem with the X-23. Both heads are vicious, and of course she's got her toe claw there, which is good. So the ankle rocker on that isn't actually bad. You can actually do things with that. So and that's it
Does that
for those
does that
two.
does that toe claw affect any posability?
Well, she doesn't rock as much as others on the shelf. Like when she's standing there, it's almost helping her, right? So
Get
you read
Scarlet a
into it
pair of
what you
them
will.
boots.
Yeah, every girl now has toe claws,
Uh,
camel toe and toe
you're a,
claw.
you're a little blurry where you're at. You're
Am
not
I?
cutting in
Here,
and out. You're just a little
yeah, my
a little
screen sees it
blurry.
differently. Okay. I'm
Okay.
gonna turn off my camera for a second and I'm just gonna try and clean one of the lenses here.
Okay. It looks like
Mm.
it's more of a lag. I
Yep.
mean, you're not lagging, but you know what I mean. So
Cool
yeah,
story. You should take the screen back though.
oh, I don't know how that. Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
had you I had you on full screen the whole time. Never mind. I'm like, I don't know
Sure
what
they're
happened here.
sure they're loving
What
it.
what happened? I got Steve Martin's comment highlighted. If you ordered claw, check your emails. I was gonna bring that up, and I might as well go ahead and do that now as soon as I find the picture because I wasn't quite ready to look for it yet. But
Shit, that-
you know, that's how that goes. So let's see. Share screen window. That one's what we want to share. So this was mine that I got. I don't know what was it, y'all, an hour ago. So you know how the Hasbro emails are. Hey, your item's about to ship, or we changed the shipping date to July 9th. So technically, I should have it by now. Oh, I think that's what it was showing on other people's email too. But like, what the hell, man? Like, this
So
stuff is so screwed up.
like at this point, because they did this with other emails and they've made these mistakes a couple times this year. This point, you should be humiliated of yourself. Like you keep publicly embarrassing yourself with your lowest level administrative position, the email guy. Nobody is checking his work. Like
No,
I'm sorry, maybe I understand layoffs are a bad thing, but I don't know if I've really thought out that workforce on all levels. Right. So
I agree. Like, it's the only two jobs in the world that you can have and screw up every day and not get fired is a weather person and anybody that has anything to do with anything digitally at Hasbro.
yeah.
They cannot get it right. Darth Berkey says firefighter showed up yesterday, still waiting on dial tone.
You're getting the dial
Man,
tone on dial tone, are you?
good lord, man! I thought
That's
everybody had
bad.
gotten one that was behind
Yo,
on him.
I'm
GI
sorry to hear
Jet
that.
man
How is it, man?
in the house. What's going on? And Derek says he found the 60th sniper and diver at Ollie's today.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
knew they were showing up at Ross, but I hadn't heard of them hitting the Ollie's.
Yeah. I mean,
Interesting. I might have
that's
to go in there.
what you should celebrate that, not to, it's a good kit, regardless of how you feel about it. There's some good things in those kits, right? So grab them if you can.
Yep. Menjoza's in the house. Says, "What's up, all?" And he picked up. Wait, you picked up they had the sniper, and you bought the diver.
Oh,
Sorry,
that diver's great, man.
something just broke in my brain.
Look, wetsuit and torpedo get a team. And all those other divers coming in for the mass device, why not grab some more 60th anniversary divers?
Because I got enough identical dudes with all the same shit.
Because you didn't like the diver.
I did not like the diver, but I guess if you take the body and then put a bunch of different heads on it, right? Like you have a team, like you have Flint in a diver gear or whoever, I guess in diver gear, so that'd be all right. Jay Astro says dial tone is the Epstein files of G.I. Joe. It's the truth. Megaphone. Bobby says, "God, this firefighter day thinking instead of the extra hammer and hatchet, he come with a megaphone." I no, I don't think the cop had one. I don't remember seeing a megaphone in there. That'd be a good idea though. More for the officer though, I think, than the firefighter. I'm happy with the mini sledge and the hatchets. I love it.
I mean, those are nice collection toys, but that's a lot of single hand stuff. They could have done other things, like after I thought about it, but I have zero problems with what they provided with that firefighter kit. I do hope the police kit includes more insightful stuff, a little bit
Yeah.
more insightful than this.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's Jay Gonzo's in the house. What's going on, Gonzo?
What's going on,
Uh,
Jay?
Catching a live, Gonzo usually will watch the replay. So what's up, man? Thanks for
Hmm.
being here live. Firefighter should have a hose. That I wouldn't think that would be too hard to do.
So I mentioned that in my review. I disagree. Right? If we had called this the GI Joe Legacy Collection Firefighter, I'd be like, sure, throw a hose in there. But we made a point to call it the Search and Rescue Firefighter, and they narrowed his kit down to portable stuff for guys that would go into a situation searching and rescuing. Right? So I agree. A fire hose is kind of a neat idea, but I understand why they didn't do it. Right, because where else would you use a fire hose in this line after this?
Yeah, yeah. I mean that's a good point. Good point.
Yeah.
Woody Triple Deuce, the figure addict, is in the house. What's up, Woody? Doing, man. So you got the X-Men kit or set, anything else?
Yeah, I did. I got Gambit and I held off, and then I finally got the Rogue because they re-released the X-Men 97s in our area for those two. And this time I remembered to pick up a flying base. So
Yeah,
our GameStops carry those for $10 now, so I just grabbed a couple of those. But yeah, that was
I
it.
like
Those
that
were the new.
Gambit.
Yeah. And I did get some new Jada Street Fighter, but they're upstairs and they're only new to me. You guys have had them forever. I got Sagat and Blanca.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, they're what do you think about those? Because you hadn't done a review on those yet or
oh.
anything, have you? What'd you think about those two? They're great.
So it just shows me how effed up pricing is on figures out here right now. Because I was explaining to you, Breaker. I bought Breaker. Who was it? Breaker, Blowtorch, Sagat, and Blanca all on the same day. Sagat and Blanca were 32.99 Canadian, and the Joes were 34.99 and up. Right, so there was like $2 to $4 difference between massive Jada Street Fighter figures. If you have your Sagat on hand,
Yeah,
like
actually, I have him
Sagat,
sitting out here for later. Yeah.
yeah, he's twice
Um,
the weight of a standard breaker, and he was like cheaper. So things are kind of messed up. I like it.
so there they are.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
uh, that pricing is really out of whack. Not that the prices hadn't gotten kind of out of whack everywhere, but for a figure this size, that's like even it's approaching plastic you would get in a deluxe Joe set.
Oh,
That's kind of weird.
this is where it gets crazier. You brought up deluxes, the Fei Long re-release in the box set, right? Like they do those
Yeah,
box sets once every two. So Fei Long, 29.99. I can get him cheaper than I can get a standard Jada figure. And it's got more stuff in it. Like the pricing system out here is all up, and I'm going to take advantage of it this week.
Even GameStop online, their prices they've still got kind of screwed up. J Astro says C.A.T's worth every penny, but Matthew says only the Canadian version comes with the hose because they're hosers.
No, no, you're totally wrong. You are the hosers. Take off. You
You're not
have
my
the
buddy, guy.
hoses. Yeah, listen, guy, you have the hoses. You are the hosers.
Jason says his GameStop wanted $31 for blowtorch.
Oh my
Like
god,
in
I read
store.
that.
It's,
I read that from too far out, and just blowtorch merges into something else that it does. It says like $31 for that, eh? Oh, blowtorch.
it's not depending on what part of town you're in. That's not a bad deal.
I mean, competitive pricing is what it is for those things.
It is.
31 is
You gotta
specific.
you gotta get right on the line of right on that gentrification line, I guess. So
Yeah.
I just looked him up online, and of course I'm not signed into my account, but it says what it is. Blowtorch $29.99 and $28.49 for pros. So your GameStop's pocketing a couple bucks.
Well, if it's in Canada, it's on par because our figures range from 32 to 34 right now
Yeah.
on the average. Yeah.
Well, Jason, are you in the
Oh,
U.S. or are you in Canada, Jason? So where
yeah,
are
that
you
would be
for
the
blowtorch?
big question. What was that
Yeah,
other one you just had up and scrolled back from?
GI
Somebody asked about.
Jetman want to know if
No,
those will hold Serpentor in a bubble.
no, no,
Uh,
no, no. They're just
I
little
have,
waist clamps. They just
yeah,
clip onto the waist there, and they're not strong.
I got some of those from Amazon quite a while back that are actually really good. And I ordered one set and they were shitty, and I
Yeah.
returned them, but I ordered pretty much the same thing from another vendor, and the reviews were about neck and neck. But I had good luck with those. Like I put two of them together, and I had one of the steel core guys. And of course, I had it all balanced out, where you got to bend here and bend there and then get the figure.
Yep.
But I had one of the steel core guys on the jetpack like that for at least 6 months. And
So,
so those
s-
can be
same
okay.
deal. Same deal. I had same ones on Amazon. What I don't like about them, and I don't know if I could ever design anything better, is it's a lock heck nut and a screw. And
Yeah.
the more you pose them, the more they separate, right? And then you get it really loose. So you're constantly having to take the little provided screwdriver right here and fix them up, right? So if you don't mind doing that,
Yeah.
they're not bad. They're not expensive, so it's actually
No.
probably a good stand for its price, but it won't take a lot of weight.
And those screws strip out really easy too. Torquing those
Yeah.
screw heads, they'll strip out. So
Yeah.
Izzy Trevi says Strange Brew is a classic. I
Yeah.
need to watch that again. I haven't watched that in a long time.
So that was all based on a weekly show we used to watch up here. It
Yeah,
was yeah, Second City comedy stuff, right? But yeah, I miss those guys too, but they're still alive. They could do
yeah,
another.
we could. Frank Dumont is in the house. What's up, Frank? And Jason says in the U.S. that he was $31. So
Mm.
hey, your
All right, that.
GameStop pocketing a couple bucks.
Oh wait, what's your state tax like though? Do you have a state tax? I don't know how your guys' taxation goes, but some states are higher than others, right?
Yeah, could be. I mean, our figures like 24.99. They're like 27.40 or something. Like our tax rate's 9.25 here in
Yeah.
Tennessee. So
So we have provincial and government tax out here, except in one province, and then in Alberta they just have the government tax, right? So the like just lower tax rates, and sometimes what you'll see is the stores have to boost the figure cost to compensate for that. It'd be
yeah.
like a matter of 50 cents to a dollar, but they're actually a higher price because of that.
Well, I know y'all have a tax and then a fee on top of the tax, and then agrees the palm fee on top of that tax. And like, yeah, you guys get put through the ringer up there.
That's just for the tourists. We just do that to the tourists, the grease the palm
Okay.
fee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all right.
Because we don't get
That's,
tourists.
yeah, nobody goes to Canada. It
Who
won't be
comes up
long
here,
before
man?
you. It won't be long before you guys probably start letting us in anyway.
Yeah. So you asked me if I got anything new, and I showed you. Did you get something new?
I got my firefighter. And my review on him, and I got this is how I've got him posed right now, like he's
Give
getting ready
yourself
to
full
check.
screen for a sec.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea, huh? Never think about that. So this is how I've got him posed, like he's got the sledgehammer and he's getting ready to throw the hatchet. Because my firefighter is kind of more like an assassin right now. So
Yeah.
uh, got him. Finally got my footloose. Footloose was the dial tone of this wave, I believe.
It feels
Really
that way a
good
little
figure,
bit, eh?
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, really
Oh,
good figure. Like I love that look for him, shouldering the weapon. So
yeah. They picked the right balance for the kit for him. Like the way that his harness worked, he can actually get that up in the shoulder. I like that too.
yeah, they did a good job with him. Still not one of my favorite characters, but they did a really good job with the figure. And like I did some pictures with him in my review, and then I posted the rest on Instagram last night. Really awesome photogenic figure
Yeah.
outside. If you got him outside in some foliage or something, probably
Oh
one of
yeah.
the best Joes to do pictures with outside
Yeah.
so far. And then I got that by got old Dick
Ah,
King here. So
I'm still waiting for him. Yeah, I'm excited.
this is a fantastic figure. Everybody was when we saw him, everybody was going, "Oh, that's figure of the year," and I don't see how you could say that, from pictures or anything. I don't know if he's figure of the year, but he's definitely in the top 5 right now so far for me. A really good figure. I hope he ships soon so everybody can get this dude, because they did with him what they did with Raptor and Big Boa, right? My unholy trinity.
Trinity. Yeah.
They did a really good job with making those figures desirable.
That's fair.
Uh, and then I have this comment from Matthew highlighted. So I got my claw notification, still nothing on my snake armors, and that is a perfect way to bring up my next banner that I had made here. So snake rattling claw. Snake rattling
Oh,
claw.
you.
Because a bunch of people got notifications, apparently, I guess, for snake armor, or not notifications, people got charged, I guess, for snake armor. I did not, but I know my buddy Berserker's Brush, he got hit on a PayPal charge for the amount of them that he ordered, and it showed that, he's like, it couldn't be anything else, nothing else totals, that much. And then he said today it disappeared, like the money didn't go anywhere. So did that happen to anybody else? I never got, like, in the last couple days, I didn't get anything that looks like it might be snake armor. Last anything I got on snake armor was the dual email, that it's
Yeah.
it's either about to ship, or we pushed it out, and that was when they moved it to September. So did anybody else get that on the snake armor?
I imagine it's gonna take a while for everyone to do what we're thinking. Saying, nope. But
Um,
that's yet another reason. Like I said, at some point, you've got to be embarrassed as a company of how you're managing your consumer base through your electronics at this point. Like, y- seriously, like this, you can't be in charge of this and sit there and say we're doing a great job.
and you have to report to somebody, right?
And that's what I
Like
mean.
somebody's got to do performance reviews and, like, quality. You would think some part of somebody's job is taking the temperature of the consumer by looking at these Facebook groups and these Instagram posts and just whatever. And
I don't.
this has been going on for how long?
Well, I don't know. And to me, it probably starts with a level of compartmentalization between departments where they're not sharing any information or problems, and then they blindside each other and be like, "Well, now we have to not release that. Just suddenly pull those pics and things like that." Like I'm seeing a lot of bad offices, and it just feels like when it's coming to how they're interacting with consumers with PayPal payments, uh, emails with past dates, just
Yeah.
constant editing mistakes. I mean, like, how am I ever supposed to have faith that you are keeping track of us right? Like,
Yeah. And that's just it. Like, how do I know that you're not going to make some kind of error and charge me for three of something that I ordered one of because you can't keep your systems and your records straight? It's baffling.
yeah. And they might say, well, this is just once in a while, one-off little problems, and and it won't matter for somebody, say, if it's a single Marvel Legend figure or a GI Joe Breaker, like one figure. But we're talking about the same company. People have ordered 5 Haslabs from at once, right?
Yeah.
Please get on top of this,
Many
right?
people were ordering them five, you know, has labs
Yeah,
at one time. Uh,
yeah.
and I had had another point I was going to make, and it just went. "Zoom."
Mm.
Oh, there it is. Stanley. So Stanley's going to jump on PayPal and check. So that's something else. Like if you're lucky, you get that email that says, "Hey, your item's about to ship." Yeah, I like the other one. It used to say, "Your collection's about to get an upgrade." I liked that one, but now your item's about to ship. Make sure we can get your money, and then the bottom half is the possibly delayed. But some stuff and some people for some items are not even getting that email, which goes back to this PayPal. Like you don't even know that the shit's about to hit you until you get the alert from PayPal or whatever service that you use. I assume most people use PayPal to let you know that you just got charged for
And I agree that feels poor managing as far as payment scheduling, but ultimately, it's kind of not their problem. And I hate saying that, but it's kind of not. Once
it.
you
Yeah,
hit order, you've committed to buy that item, right? And they're going to take that money out. It's good that they're giving you a warning, but they're warning you off. And they can always say, well, did you have the money when you ordered it to begin with? Did you put that money aside? There's a
yeah,
thousand whiny little things they can say in return to say, this isn't really on us. It's on you, the consumer, right? I hate
yeah,
saying that because I'm the same way. I'm like, please let me just keep rolling the dice. I had an expensive week. Not going to leave that much in there. Oh, now you want it. Like I've been there. Yeah.
yeah. And I try to keep like money in my PayPal account just for stuff like this. And
Yep.
try to keep a good balance in there if I sell something or
But not
whatever. And I
everybody can.
no,
Yeah.
and I
And
often can't. I
no,
can't do it all the time.
and it's not realistic for a company to assume that they can in this economy also, right? Like toys are a luxury item. How people come up with their luxury item money? You telling me you got a formula that predicts the stability of that? How about you just keep the information flowing, keep your customers in the loop, and let them figure that part out accordingly, rather than shock them with now it's
Yeah,
due. Now it's due.
yeah.
Ah,
Like yeah, there you
now
go.
it's not
Shot,
due.
suck ya. Mm.
Here's your money back. It's
Um,
not due yet. We were fucking with you.
yeah, just screwing around, eh? Um,
Yeah.
um got 16 claw notifications. Yay. I don't you're probably not exaggerating either. So Derek got
Isn't that
his.
embarrassing? Couldn't you just do with one if somebody was paying any attention at all?
I did hear a story today that somebody got some figures from Pulse and they ordered like whatever, it was two figures and just like one of each, just two figures. They duplicated the order and just sent them two of each figure. Like,
Mhm.
You know, you're just hemorrhaging money on stuff that seems like it would be easy to shore up, you know?
Yeah. We love those
Uh,
errors in our favor, right? Till you start thinking about how they became errors. You're like, wait a minute. Are you
yeah.
guys asleep at the wheel? Like,
Somebody is. Just plain yogurt is in the house. Got
oh,
three emails.
that's what's in here in my smoothie.
uh, charged you for your Pulse Premium. You're all set. 1 hour later, your payment failed. 1 week later, your membership is canceled. That sounds about right. That sounds about like what happened to me with my Rattler. I'm gonna say this now. If my Pulse Premium is due at the end of this month, and I'm hanging on by a thread. I know the shipping, I know the hour access and all that, but it boils down to about the only thing I actually wind up getting from them when I order shit is exclusives. Because everybody else, I wind up getting it somewhere else. If I get an email, if I renew it and I pay for it, and I get an email saying my payment failed trying to pay for Pulse Premium, I think I'm done. I
So
think I'm done trying to give them my money.
I
So
think
either
everybody would be done if they got that, right? Like that kind of a timeline. So all I think about is like that must have been the day they brought in that temp Janelle and she's like, "Sir, your money's not there, so I went ahead and canceled your order. Sir, I'm gonna cancel your membership. Goodbye." Like just making her
yeah,
day easier, you know.
yep. You're like, well, I don't, I can't look over here. Our system's rebooting right now, so I'm just gonna go ahead and leave that canceled. Thank you for calling, and hang up.
Oh my god, yeah. That's
Yeah,
brutal.
sorry.
Yeah.
So then he says on the site, it says I'm a member until June 2026. Shrug. That they should change their. They should really change their like company logo from what is it now, the house or whatever it is now. They should really change it to somebody just going, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know
This
what's
is a
going on over
this is a good logo.
here. So never got charged for it. So Gun Bunny
Well,
Customs in the house. What's going on? Probably taking a break from painting up some tiger fly rattlers.
he's being hogged by Stanley Everhart.
Yep, Stanley's messaging him right now, wanting to know where the if the paint's dry. So
Yeah. What is it they said in
um,
Simpsons? Stanley's putting my kids through college.
that's right. Um, our access on Pulse translate to 11 seconds in the real world when you factor in the scalpers. Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. Baldy Locks reviews in the house. What's going on, Baldy? Is it me or just 3 stars background look Barbie pink?
Hi,
Does it?
Baldy.
It's supposed to be purple.
There you go. This is just for Baldy. I'm putting this up here for him. There you go.
Hold on, I'll put you on full screen.
No, no, he saw it. This is
Too
the one
late.
that he was talking about, the circle. Okay, that's cool. I think that's also why we get blur camera because the camera's trying to pick up new depth and everything details. I think that might have been why we were blurring because you blurred when you went on full.
Well, it went away now. What the hell, man? So,
That's right.
um, I need to do things like this. I have no clue what's up with my Rattler, but to pacify me, I bought a hiss that I was missing.
If
Yeah,
that's workable for you, then good.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
can't knock that. Can't knock that a
no,
bit. And
that's
oh,
like
gun
buying a
buddy,
Porsche when your Ferrari's in the shop.
yeah, don't want to have to take an Uber. So
No.
he's gun money's
Painting a
painting a
Robo
Robo
Skull.
Skull. Nice.
Cool.
I don't think I've seen a customized, like painted up Robo Skull. I don't think I've seen anybody do that
Yet.
yet.
Clearly, yet.
Um,
Yeah.
a Barbie Dream House. Oh man, I wish that thing had an elevator in it. That way I could take some of these boxes downstairs without going up and down the steps.
That was kind of a Barbie dream house when I got it. It was an
Yeah,
LOL house. Yeah.
no, it's Destro's castle.
It's just a
Parts.
castle. I put Destro in it though.
Well, you put all kind of Scottish lore and banners
That's true.
and
Yeah, it was. You're
masks
right.
and a
I
disco
forgot I did
ball.
that. Yes.
Mm.
Yeah. The
Uh,
disco ball was important.
Turk still working
Chevy
on that
truck,
Chevy,
but
and
that's a real Chevy truck, right? Like,
yeah, that's the real
yeah.
deal. That's not the Tractor Supply one. So that I
All
have
right.
yet
So
to
he's got it
finish.
done. Who is that? That son of a crayon slayer has just got this bad boy assembled. Get off there, tripwire, you loser. So this is what
Loser.
Crayon Slayer is enjoying right now. Don't use number 73 SOC. It's taken. That's my number.
There's already a 73. You
Those are
cannot.
boil. But well, we're gonna be looking at things like this a little bit later anyways, they're down south, so we can get that off. But
Yeah.
yeah.
um,
It's relevant.
Chastro says Dest Crow.
Oh,
How have we never put that together before? So, Dest Crow.
yeah. He's just
So
slightly goofier than Darklon. It goes Destro, Darklon, Destro. My tongue goes out to the side.
kind of like the Scream mask from Scary Movie.
Yeah.
Same eyes too.
Yeah. Paper mache,
so
not metal.
So I this little banner I did was Snake, Rattle, and Claw because we hit all them points. The Snake armor may be shipping, may not be shipping. Rattlers are in limbo for probably at least 75% of us, and Claw is coming soon. The 22nd is what the shipping date is on the Claw. So that's what is that?
And
Today's
that's
the
as of
18th,
the
16th.
and that's as of the notice that came today, right? Today is the 16th. So
Yep.
you heard it you heard it here 4th, maybe 5th.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you heard it
Well,
here. Your claws are coming.
So that's
For Woody, we were 18th.
You're scared of the claw. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're scared of the claw. That is next Tuesday, it looks like, on the claw shipping. So I mentioned joking around about my the elevator in the Barbie house to take the boxes downstairs. Let me show you guys what
You
I did last night.
take the screen because I'm gonna step outside while you do that.
Okay. Well, I'll be sharing the screen anyway. So, I save my boxes for my toys, and it's a kind of a compulsive thing, but I save the boxes for everything. My dad told me years ago, always keep the box in the receipt in case you have to take it back. And in this case today, like with what we're doing, what I'm doing, if you ever have to sell anything, like if you ever need to sell anything, it's always going to be worth a little bit more if you got the box to put it back in, even if it's been displayed. I'm like that. If I buy loose stuff, I like to get the box with it if I can. But I save all my boxes, guys. I still got my PS4 box and my extra controller box for my PS4. So that tells you anything. So I save all of my boxes, especially my classified boxes. And there was a time that I liked to display them. I had them on the shelf behind me back here on my main shelf. I had them all lined up, nice, pretty artwork back when all the boxes were one size or two sizes. And I put figures in front of it. And as everything expanded, of course, I had to start taking boxes out and putting figures where boxes went. Eventually, those boxes took up most of the closet that is over here in this room to my left. All that was on the top shelf of that closet was classified boxes and a few other things stacked every way I could get them in there. Everything in there. The only thing that wasn't toys on the top of that shelf was my Nintendo 64. So boxes everywhere, right? I'm getting ready. I keep saying I've got to do some rearranging in here because whenever my Rattler shows up, I've got nowhere in here to put it. And this is the room I want it in. It's going to be eventually right up here by the hiss, or I'll have it fighting a dragonfly. I don't know, something. But I've got to make some room and figure out how to keep these boxes and make room in here. So I thought, what if I got a giant box somewhere for something like a dishwasher or something? I bet I can fit all of my classified boxes in a giant box, and I'll put that box in the other room and I'll put it on furniture sliders because it's going to be in the way. That way I can move it. It'll be heavy. So let me show you guys what I did here. So I did wind up finding a box. What's in the box? This was the box for a DeWalt air compressor that I found at I was back in the back room at a Tractor Supply, and they had this sitting by the baler. They were going to crush it. So I was like, that is perfect. That's perfect for what I need. I got a project I need that for. Can I have that? And they're like, we're going to crush it. Yeah, you can have it. So somehow I was able to break it down and get it in my work truck, which is a Tacoma, so that was fun. So I got this box home and I'm like, all right, this is perfect. I will put my toy boxes in this box. I'll have a master box. I'm a master boxer. So this is the box when I brought it home. And it's just another picture of it. It's like just how big it is. This box is like 4 feet tall, something like that. So
Yeah.
I started working on trying to empty that closet out and filling this box up. It's what I was working on last night when I was listening to Pop and Matthew. So started working on it. There's the box. So there we go. We got some classified boxes down in the bottom, and started working on it. And I was like, I'll take a few pictures and show the progress. This ought to be good. Show everybody how awesome I am at organizing stuff. So you know, a little further in the filling up the box,
Yeah.
and then we get a little further filling up the box,
And then the dog knocked it over.
and then still a little further. Now I'm holding the phone up like
Ooh.
over my head, looking down in this
Yeah, you'd
box.
have to be. Yeah. Holy
So,
shit.
and I cut the front out because I couldn't reach over and touch the bottom of this box. So, filling this box up, and finally I get it all filled up, overflowing, and that's like the size of up to the flat that I cut out, and then you still got a little over here to the side. So this is a yardstick, obviously, almost over over 3 feet. Did
So
not get the
can I ask a
Haslab boxes in there.
no, can I ask you a question though? Now
Yeah.
that you've contained them from the various places they were, where are you going to put that box of boxes? Like you,
So it's in this room, with not this room, but the room that it's in the picture. Um, and I don't think it is really a good picture of the room here because I tried not to. Um, it's the same size as this room. It's the exact same size. And for now, I'm just going to keep it on sliders and just slide it out of the way when I need to. I know that's going to get old, but I don't have to go in that room that often. So that's
Mm.
that's the plan for now. I don't know what the future plan is going to be when I get tired of that or I fill up the space again.
So this has been kind of the impression I've always had between the inbox collector, the out of box collector, and the guy who had to decide on the fly. You've become the guy that's deciding on the fly, right? Because after a while, the product keeps going and those boxes look nice, but the space is getting less and less
Yeah,
and less, right? I have my HasLab boxes in this room and they can't stay here much longer, right? So,
yeah,
yeah, dropping
and
the
and
like.
that's it.
Ouch.
So
Yeah.
and I like those boxes. I want to display those boxes and I want to display them in here, but I want to display figures and stuff more. So I thought surely I'd be able to get the hiss and the dragonfly box in here. No, it's not in there. I've got another stinger
Well,
that
it
that's
can be
not
in
in
there.
there.
So
Yeah,
you can get them in there. You just fill them full of boxes. You put the boxes in the HasLab boxes. Put the HasLab box in the box. Stick that box in your box room. There.
it's not a bad idea. I might try thinking outside the box on that idea, Crow. Thank you.
Are we good on this one? Are we?
I think we're
Hey,
good
Joe
on
Fan.
that one. Joe Fan 84 is here, and let's see, got a couple comments. He's got his PS2 box still. Todd just watched Superman, and he can say that it's not bad. He liked it.
I can say a lot of things about it. That's one of them.
Son of Crown Slayer, yes, we do. Basements are really popular here. I got a basement, like a little more than a half basement that is also full of things that I refuse to throw away. So I can't quite start lugging the toy stuff down there because I'm working on going through that stuff. Um, so to sum that up, like, so my mom passed away in 2014, and my brother and I went through, gave stuff away, split up the stuff that we decided to keep, and he took half or whatever he took and basically put it in storage, right? And then I brought most of what I got out of that here, and a lot of it is in the basement. Sentimental stuff that is not really sentimental. I just kept it, but just cause. So I'm going back through it now, 10 years later, thinning that out. But so what happened was, what had happened was, in 2019, my brother died. So all of that shit that he had in storage, plus his stuff in storage, all of that all got brought back here as well. So don't have as much storage down there as I should for my stuff. So that's
Mm.
kind of how that went. Wraith Mace is in the house. What's going on, Wraith Mace?
Hey, the hammer. Oh, that
Uh,
hurt. You prick.
said his son's mom had a master box. Are your kitties attacking you?
I just jumped off my lap. Black back claws and groin. It's all good.
Oh, that's a good time. It's always fun.
Yeah. See, Woody
Oh,
knew exactly where I was
yeah,
going.
yeah, yeah. Oh, I know. Problem not solved. So
Yeah.
exactly that the all of the room that I made in this closet, the Haslab boxes and the ramen boxes are going there. And yeah, I didn't solve anything. And I have
No.
some figures that I want to open that I have like doubles of, and I've never opened the second one, like the eel and the first alley viper, just random stuff like that I've kept sealed. I want to open those and put them somewhere, and then there's more boxes that's got to go somewhere
Yeah.
too.
I agree with Woody's logic. To me, it was like playing that perfect game of Tetris where you get that final bar that takes 4 lines. That's like packing those boxes, except that those 4 lines are supposed to disappear in Tetris. For you, they don't disappear. You just have to move that whole box now. It's that crow.
Yeah,
I
and
still
that
have like 300 fours. Oh yeah, yeah. They're smaller though. Wraith, kind of.
yeah, they're 1/18th.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Let's see. So let me go ahead and see what we got next here. So let's see. You can go through my slides here. I do have
Yeah, we
things
do have
in
a format.
somewhat order, some kind of order here. So
There is a format.
there he is. It's just talk, a lot of talk.
Yep.
So let's talk about something that has kind of been talked about a lot, but actually, yeah, you want to look at you want to go ahead and look at those renders from today. You want to do that
Sure, we
first?
can.
Get
Let's
that out of the
breeze
way.
through these. Yeah, we'll get them out of the way if that's what you got scrolled up. We're gonna
Uh,
cover a few things Hasbro related right now, guys. So
yep. So in case you guys didn't hear, there were some render reveals today. So now we're gonna break the news here. So we finally get to see. wetsuit. Yeah, everybody, this I think this is one of the figures that I've heard people like clamor for the most. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I think there's a few big voices that have made it known they really liked Wetsuit and they were waiting for him. So it'll be nice to hear if they like what they're getting.
I think it looks pretty faithful to the original. You know, they got his emblem there. I really like the definition on the zipper on his I guess wetsuit. I guess that's yeah, wetsuit on his wetsuit. Um, Looks like they stayed pretty faithful to the helmet, and they gave him his little undersea glider thingy, his light.
Yeah, there's yeah. So I did watch the guys in Punk did bring this up already, but those fins that they're using with the elongated middle piece, I'm questioning that to me is meant for reuse for a later Cobra figure because they're just a little bit too battle ready for a Joe. Do you know what I mean? Like they look like
Yeah,
weapons.
they look they do look a little like weapons, but they look kind of sinister too. Like I can see
Yeah,
like a bony claw kind of look on those.
yeah.
So
So
um
like the Lamprey and others could probably utilize Hydro Viper or whatever will probably utilize something
yeah,
along those lines later. But
Hydro Viper for sure. Um,
I like this
but
fig.
I think he looks really good. Now I had um, a messenger conversation with somebody earlier after these come out, and do you think they should have? We've talked about this. Do you think they should have kept wetsuit and released him with a devilfish? He would have been
Nope.
perfect to come with a devilfish.
It would have fit everything they've done with their MO for vehicle and drivers because he was in on the box on the Devilfish, I think. Originally, wasn't he the
Mm-hmm.
guy on the back of it? I don't think he was driving it, was it?
He
Trying to
was on the
remember the
side.
box.
I
We'll
think
see it later.
Beachhead's driving, I believe.
Yeah, but we'll talk later about mid vehicle price points and there's got to be some stuff that Hasbro is going to leave off the table for quite a while, and that's going to probably close windows for them in other ways. Like we'll talk about it later, but I think Wetsuit should have come by himself.
Okay.
There's also
See, I think like it would have been perfect to release him with the devilfish if they're going to stick to the every character or every vehicle gets released with a character. The only exception we've seen is snake armor so far, if you want to count that as a vehicle. But I
Mhm.
wouldn't have minded him being released with the devilfish at a $55 or $75 maybe even price point. Um, I don't think anybody would really gripe about getting those two together if
Yeah.
they had to. I think most everybody would be cool with getting a devilfish. So,
if if
uh,
if the question were like could they do it, I agree. It's just I personally don't think they should, but I think if it did, it would be like you guys are saying, it would sell and it would be probably well
yeah,
received. Yeah.
yeah. And Todd says I thought this was deluxe, but looking at it, oh, it is. He's a regular release
Yeah.
figure, and I
It's
was afraid
torpedo.
that yeah, I was afraid they were going to do that with Wetsuit whenever they got around to him. If they didn't release him with a devilfish, I was afraid they
Mhm.
were going to try to turn him into a deluxe figure and give him a bunch of the same stuff as the diver. So I'm glad they didn't. He's not. He shouldn't be
Can
a deluxe figure.
can you do me a favor? Can you scroll onto his wrists for a second? I see paracords on there, but I don't see any serviceable tech for the diver like what you saw with the divers in the past. That was the one thing I noticed, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. One side says, yeah, okay, it looks cool, it's plain, but the
Yeah,
other side is like, isn't the classified thing to add a piece of, insightful kit there if you can? And I don't feel like these paracord things really work for every figure in the line. They work for
I
a lot
think
of the
that's
ground force infantry, but
I think that's the same one that Footloose has.
yeah, they all have it.
Mm,
Footloose has it, and one other I just did. Heavy metal or yeah, heavy duty has one on his
Heavy
wrist as
duty.
well. And like,
That's
yeah,
right.
it's just it's. it's there now, right? And I was like, I don't know. I would have preferred maybe a nice watch or something like.
Dive watch. This almost looks like
Uh-huh.
this could be a retro card.
Yeah. Nonetheless,
Um,
it's not a breaker for me. It's just there's like I don't think there was much insight on the wrist, but
yeah, I mean they didn't. I mean he looks good, but I mean he's kind of basic. But I mean that's okay. He's a diver, you know. He's not a deluxe. He's a diver figure. You don't need a lot of extra
yeah,
shit. So the purple eel type cobra guy with some sort of fish head, hydro viper.
that's height. Hydro Viper,
Yeah,
yeah.
and
That's the
then there was
mutations.
yeah. And then Iron Grenadier had Undertow, but you're thinking of Hydro Viper. Who you know's got to be coming. War Chest Full of Toys is here. Says, "Where is my devilfish?"
We're gonna talk about that later.
We are. We're going to talk about it. Let's see. So next we get sci-fi. How do you think sci-fi come out here?
Um, I am neither surprised nor disappointed. It's pretty much exactly what I would picture a classified sci-fi to look like. I think the only thing that took me off guard was the blast effect for one. That is completely new because the weapon's completely new and it's a new energy kind of burst. And
Yeah,
they've even chosen a color for it, right? That I like. The rest of it, the multi-piece helmet with all the options on the helmet, I do like. But I can't find much wrong with this. You know, I know the other guys were talking about the earlier designs for sci-fi were based off Operation Blackout, and maybe that's what held things up. I agree. If that's
yeah,
what held things up, I'm glad it held them up because I think this is a pretty solid representation.
yeah.
What do you think of
I
it?
got no issues with this figure. I'm not like I like the idea of this multi-piece helmet where you can change out the visor, and it looks like it's
Oh
even
yeah,
got like a little molded piece for the nose and the chin in there, so it's not going
that's
to
what I
stick
like.
out super
No eye
far.
holes. Yeah, like
Yeah,
that is a one piece mask with no facial feature, just a nose dent. I like that. That looks cool.
I
And I
like
like
the
how it locks
idea.
in.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I like the idea of it. This is going to hinge on how well does it fit in and stay in. Is it going to stay
Mhm.
in when we get it? Those things going to be loose. You turn his head or wiggle the helmet, are they going to pop off? That's but it's just on appearance though. I like it, and I like the idea of the swappable plates. Um,
Mhm.
so I was kind of surprised that they went with blue for his weapon, like for this blast effect. I would have thought it would have been like red or maybe purple. I'm surprised they went with blue for him.
Yeah, fair point. I'm not sure if I love that blast effect or I don't, but I just like that they're doing something different for it and they're not trying to pawn
Yeah,
something off by painting it a different color. Right?
yeah,
Like take your standard. Yeah.
they could have easily painted or used the like the one that came with the steel core or whoever black the fire team, the blue laser effect. They could have
Yep.
easily done a red and used that. So I do
Mhm.
appreciate that they are tooling something different for it.
Yep. Do you want
Um,
to read Mr. Mad Gus's comment there?
yep, tired of seeing renders figures. It's coming out when Hasbro has yet to put figures out that they showed months ago. No way we shouldn't have Law and Order on shelves. Same with Dial Tone. Um, yeah, I mean I
Okay, but
can't argue with you.
well, I'm just I'm not necessarily agreeing if that should slow the rate by which new stuff is presented, because we saw Law and Order and Dial Tone a long time ago. Clear the issues are is where they are in their distribution right now. We know they've been to Australia, right? Dial Tone was a complete F up somewhere, but I don't think that should prevent us from seeing new stuff. I get the
Uh,
point, but I still want to see new
yeah.
stuff if it's there, right?
Um, well, just I think the rate at which we get renders versus the rate that they can actually get stuff we saw renders for a year ago out, maybe.
It
You
does
know,
feel a little money grubbing. I get that. It's like, hey, we just want to take more of it. I get that, but I mean, at the same
like
point, aren't we all bitching the loudest when there's nothing to be seen? Like, man,
Yeah.
the long droughts, and we can sit there and go, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
Right?
complaining about not seeing anything, and we complain about it when we see it. We're just so just
Yep.
go complain. So
It's
it's what
fine to
we do.
complain, but let's not take our complaints too seriously sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Wish they etched in graphics into the mask or visor would have been badass, like Cobra Commander's faceplate, something on the inside of it. Maybe they will. Who knows? I mean, it's a
Yeah, and
render, so
we haven't seen the other
maybe.
side of those. That could very well still be possible.
Backpack looks good. I mean, he looks just futuristic enough. Like sci-fi was so strange in 1986, but I think it was mostly because of the color. They toned him down here a bit, but he's still gonna stand out. So, it's what I always liked about sci-fi. I like the bright green. Um,
Uh,
uh,
yeah.
Good.
No, I like them. I have no problem with them, but I do find with classified, and this happened when I was a kid collecting Joe then too. I'm getting really tired of cables with my weapons. Like trying to connect cables to these pegs and then balancing and that. I get what they're there for. I appreciate the feel and the look of it, but there's times where I'm like, there's got to be a better way, guys. There's got to be a better way. Some of these cables are terrible,
I'm just
like for
glad
their
that
stiffness.
they're at least flexible because a lot of those hoses, and just the little rubber hoses from back in the day, um,
Mm,
they weren't they were flexible till you got ready to connect them, and then they pop back off. I like the
yeah,
hoses that they use for these. Most of them need to be just a smidge longer though. Um, what
that's
is
what I mean.
everybody
It's something about the
complaining?
length. So either the
Yeah.
length or even just where the hole is at the end of the hose, if they were to put like a 45 or a 15 or a 90-degree angle to it, it would change some of the problems. It would make them go away, I think.
Like they did with Monster Force with the fittings, with the like they got like the L fittings and stuff that you can snap the hoses
I,
on.
th- I think I can picture what you're talking about. And yeah. And Woody, I got
Yeah.
your comment there. Yeah.
Uh, let's see. All right. Yeah. Joe Fan says I just want sci-fi. Let's see. Yeah, I think those guys are probably. We won't get all of those in the same wave, I don't think, but I think they're all probably going to be. Probably all of those will be at least announced in 2026. Muskrat and Hit and Run are two that I really think that they're probably going to get to soon. Probably some of the
So
next name reveals.
Lifeline, I definitely am with you with, and I'm looking at who's got the repaints. If you were to call that back up, you would see Lifeline is Tiger Force, Muskrat and Psych Out are also Night Force. The only one that I don't think had a Force variant was the Hit and Run, and that's one that a lot of people really got loud about after the 60th anniversary Halo jumper, right? So I think all of
Yeah,
those are, yeah, good suggestions.
yeah, those are all pretty solid. So
Mm.
that figure looks a little too science fiction like RoboCop. Well, that was
That's
when the original come out. It come out a year before RoboCop did, so
yeah.
it was
And
definitely a correlation.
you could take that statement and you could put that back into 1985 and it would still be true.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
You know
for
what I
sure.
mean? Yeah.
So go to our next one. So here we have Grim Viper. Am I getting that right? Is that I have not scoured the interwebs much? Is that the name they're going with for this guy? Is it Grim Viper?
That's
So
my understanding. We've
um,
already been threatened not to diss this guy, so I'm going to.
uh, I've got some mixed feelings on this dude. I think he looks good, but so you're getting your Range Viper backpack, and that is not Range Viper's kit, is that? Whose overlay is that? That's not the
The Saw
original Range
Vipers.
Viper. That's
It's
what
the
I was
Saw Viper.
thinking. That's what I thought. God knows I
Yeah.
should know. Where did I put? I don't even know where the
It
hell I
is.
put.
It is. He's another
It
Kit
is.
Bash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I the weapons that this guy comes with, this this thing right here. I like the idea of this dude wielding this giant gun, but this gun is awful. Um, this little
This
mini gun.
choice. Yeah, I am agreeing with you. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but this was
Good.
I. It, I don't understand why you didn't put one normal rifle in this, so you could have your troop build of range vipers. One guy could have a heavy weapon, everybody else could have the other thing. It was like just that one missed opportunity. But, but what were you saying about the gun? Because I didn't mean to cut you off. It just, yeah.
Oh no, you're good. I mean, this is the same. It's the same one as Roadblocks. Um,
Yeah,
I was hoping we'd never see this, at least with a figure again. I like the way it looks, but it's very unwieldy. It's very
it is.
hard to get a figure to pose with this thing.
I I
And
don't have a problem posing it, but it's very limited in what poses are proper with it, right? Like it is a
I just,
under the belly kind of gun.
yeah, I'm with you. If they're gonna do this, toss in at least give us an LMG or some kind of assault rifle. Give us some kind of weapon with this other than this, and then he's got a sidearm, which that pistol is okay. I mean, it's
Mm.
that's is that Helix's? Did she have the? I don't. Did Helix have the
I
reflex
think
sight
she
on it?
did.
There is that her
Oh, I don't
10
know if that is
millimeter.
sight. I'm trying to
Um,
pull it hers. No, she didn't have a sight on hers.
okay.
She just had the
But
extended mag.
that is one that we've seen recently. One of
So
the
my
new ones because
question
they just started doing those sights on them.
So my question is he a new classification of Viper or is he an individual character? If he's an individual character, then I have no problem with the loadout. But if he's a classification, you're telling me all of them are heavy weapon Vipers. It feels like what did we just do with the Saw Viper for? Right?
Yes, that's just it. Now, yeah, Woody, like I agree, kind of a man kit bash, and Viper
Uh,
Scout says should have been body bags or skull crusher. So when I saw this, I thought it was skull crusher, and
mhm.
then I saw the text attached to it, and it was like, and everybody was saying Grim Viper. Now maybe it's supposed to be Skull Buster, and maybe it's supposed to be him, and that's a copyright thing. I know I saw somebody mention that earlier. I don't know. I thought it was Skullbuster. Um,
I think Skullbuster's
but
a Marvel Reaver. Um,
no,
like
it's
in the Marvel comics. Is that Bone
Bone
Crusher?
Crusher. Bone Crusher.
I don't know. They have
Uh,
such similar names to
I know.
this.
I
Yeah.
know. I know. Bone Break is a Bone Breaker. Bone Breaker
Yeah.
is who I'm thinking of, the Reaver. Um, I'm like you. If this is a standalone character and like this guy is a range viper leader, like what we're talking about here, I guess I'm okay with it. But like you said, if this is a whole new, like these are elite range vipers or they're some, whatever range vipers, it's kind of dumb. But if this is like
Well,
one singular badass character, it almost looks like they're making this guy into what Robert Skelton as the Saw Viper, what we should have
yeah.
got with him.
There are things about this figure I like. Like I am going to get one of these or two, possibly, right? Like down the line. I'm not kidding myself here. But what gets me is why then? What is going to be the plan for the Range Viper moving forward? Does this mean like you clearly want people to troop build these now a little bit? So are you going to put the Range Viper on retro card now and make that available again? Or are you expecting people to try and scrape together $70 resells of the Walmart. Like, if you want
Yeah.
a troop build, I think you kind of have to bring that Range Viper back.
I mean, I can't argue with that. I mean, they did it with the eel and the retro card and the snow serpent. Those guys were hard to get. But I don't know what this character is supposed to be. It's people are gonna want multiples of this guy, but it's just such a bad loadout. I love the colors. I love the repaint. I love the
Hmm.
actual skull, like bone colored mask and the gray brain, the red eyes, explosion eyes. I think that shit's cool.
Yeah,
But camo looks good.
it's not a bad looking figure. I found the gun was a bit of a conundrum for me, and then the fact that we're bringing back Range Viper like this is a little bit of a conundrum too. But I mean, I can get used to it. I just would like to. I would like it if somebody said there's more to this than what we've revealed with just one digital render, and I'd be like, good to go, right? But if
Yeah.
this is all I'm getting out of that, it's not that impressive.
Yeah, I think what's people are going to look at with this guy is like people that missed range viper, or don't wasn't able to get as many as they wanted because of what yogurt says here, the availability. That's going to be the appeal for this guy, and like they've repainted him once, and he's awesome, but he's in the fire
Mm.
team set, so I really like that one. That's the best figure in that set. Um, so
So
what he says,
the
I'm
follow
an
up.
army builder and I'm going to pass on these guys. The loadout is weird. I'll end up with 5 open. That's not passing, Woody.
No, and yeah, that's passing for him is my minimum 5. That's like he instantly gets donated that from Hasbro, anyways. Um, I have a question. Who the fuck is this guy operating with in the Cobra lineup? What color set is he going with? Is this he like pick a chapter of the Cobra? He doesn't work with anybody. Do you know what I mean? He's almost like standing out as an orange alley viper does. Like it's just like sore thumb as far as amalgamating them into another group.
The only guy that's close is Dark Lawn.
Yeah, I'm like, where's your green troop Cobra? Right? Like
There's
he
not
looks
any
more like a
others.
Joe color.
Even with even Python Patrol. I mean, it's not that green.
No.
Weird. Yeah, it is. It's a weird choice. It's not. We got all the Crimson guys, and
And
you're
that's kind of
right.
where
Shadow Tracker, maybe.
so maybe we're gonna start getting some more green cobras to fill out some sort of jungle fighter role, maybe. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. He's interesting. I want to see more. Would you like to see more? Click yes. But I hate that they put this gun with him, man.
It's just the fact that this character has come out of nowhere. He's bumped someone out of a lineup, right? Like someone in that original wait list. We've got this fictitious. Fictitious is bad, but like this throw together. And I was like, yeah, there were other cobras we were waiting on. Like that's just my
That's
feel on it.
Yeah, and that could be, and like I watched that interview with Lenny and Tony with Chris with Full Force, and he's always talking about stuff costing out, being able to be moved around and things. So maybe they had another character and cost was too high, so they were like, "What do we have that we can repaint that people may want?"
So you know what this needs? A battle bunker. This is no different to me than a trench viper at this point.
Yeah, that's yeah, they're on par together. He
Yeah.
probably actually looked pretty good with that trench viper. Um,
Maybe.
I don't know. So we'll see what they do with him. This is going to be one I'm kind of going to need to see it, and I hope they do something else with it.
Mhm.
Turk says maybe he's one of Darklon's minions, and
That would stand
Jay
up.
Astro. Jay Astro just loves this there. He says he'll look cool with the Range Vipers backing him up. They don't all have to wear identical colors, do they? They're terrorists.
Don't tell us,
So,
tell them. They're the ones with all the uniforms, man.
yeah, I'm just I don't know. I'm at a loss. So let's move on to the next one. So here we get to see our desert scorpion
Mm,
here.
mm,
I got some mixed feelings on this guy too. What do you
hmm
think about him? What do you
I
think?
am I am about 80% super excited for him. And I am 20% super not. No, I'm more 90% excited for him, 10% not. I do not like the the guns they've chosen for this guy. The Alley Viper phone-in selection.
Yep.
But everything else, I'm like, yep, that's cool. I like that. The claws, even, I'm like, these are new claws. I don't, whether I like them or not is different, but they're new, right? That
Yeah,
pike.
Yep.
Mm. And then, of course,
Yeah.
that scorpion, which God knows how that thing came to life, but there it is. And look at
Uh,
that soft
I,
goods. Nice.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's got the soft goods cloak, like the Tuscan Raider kind of cloak there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so when I first looked at this, when I first looked at it, does anybody else see the Rancor from Return of the Jedi here? Or perhaps Book of Boba Fett, if that's your jam. I see Rancor.
Mm.
Like Predator, a little bit Rancor. So
I think it's the skin tones they're using definitely helps
could
there.
be,
Yeah, maybe.
could be. So what do you think about the Scorpion? Do you down with the Scorpion there?
Yeah, yeah. We're living in a once a man GI Joe era now. It's once a man Cobra Commander come out, everything's on the table. I'm fine with this. You know,
So
doesn't
these
need to
look
be
like
real.
it looks like these might be articulated here, at least up here. I hope if this
Yeah.
thing's not posable, it's a mess, but it looks
Oh yeah,
like
you can
this
see.
claw. Yeah.
So zoom in on the forward right leg, the one that you were looking at before, and you can actually see that ball joint in the crest of the front leg, right above that claw. Zoom in
Yeah.
there, and you can make out the ball joint inside. So I have no doubt in my mind that these legs will be posable.
So if so, yeah, and I guess up here you can see the wishbone or whatever cut for the
Yeah,
tail. So this is all the times we've talked about if they do globulus. This is what I'm talking about. His tail needs to be, and
yeah, yeah.
we could be seeing something here, with
Yeah.
this. Who knows? Um, but this is what I would want from this. I'm
So,
digging this dude, but I'm like you. Fuck these two guns right here.
oh yeah, done with those. I do also like that they're doing something new with the heads. And this is something that I think is going to work with several of the Cobra selection, especially just the way that some of those their head designs were. Is screw doing a complete head, have a removable face piece, and put the flesh piece on that, like you see. It's a wedge piece. They did this with other lines, like Fortnite did this with a couple of characters too, I think, right? Where you just take this little flat face piece and switch it out for what's on there now. I like that.
I'm I'm curious to see how that's going to work. I know a lot of toy lines are going with the faceplate,
Yep.
swappable faceplate kind of thing. So I think this is the first thing we've seen it with GI Joe. I think
It's the
this
first one
is the
I've
first
noticed.
one,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So we haven't
Mhm.
seen anything like this. Hit a couple of these comments. So Jay Astro says the giant scorpion looks like one of those plastic animal models they sell at Michael's. I hope it looks better than that, but I see where you're going with it, and I think it's it looks like it's almost photoshopped in. Sometimes it's got this
It does.
border
Yeah.
around it.
The white
I know
line.
some.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thumbnails sometimes when the way that I do thumbnails now, if you zoom in close enough, you can see some of this in there. So
Mhm.
just when you superimpose it, but I think it looks good. Um, Stanley was expecting a robot scorpion. I kind of was too, but I'm glad they didn't. I think I like this better than if they'd have done a robot.
Yeah, no, it's I was cheering for a robot scorpion because in my mind that's what made the most sense, but I have been kind of looking at the direction they're taking with classified, and it does look like they're going to follow every kind of string that they were following in the 80s, which means eventually we're going to get the Predacon, the Lobotomax, and things like that. Like at some point, they're going to tackle these things. So if they want to start making creatures now, let them practice. That's all I'm saying. Let them practice because if it's going to look good, that serves us.
Um,
Yeah,
Kirk says
them
them
guns are
guns are
trash.
trash. Let's see. Just plain yogurt says, "What the hell does a desert character need a grapple rifle?"
That was my first
It's
question. I've been
true.
to deserts and I'm like, okay, well, eventually he's going to come to a town with a fortified sand wall. It's to get over the sand wall and go kill the prince or whatever, right? But
That that
yeah, like
that wasn't standard issue for you guys, Crow.
the grappling hook gun, man. Yeah, you just carted it around. You never used it, please.
No.
But
Um,
we are ignoring one thing. That backpack looks like it's got some functional stories on it, right? Like if we have a look at that thing, you got that
yeah, it
swing
looks
arm. If that like a
like a
predator
sensor.
laser or yeah. I was
I'm
trying to
thinking
figure out
like
what that was.
sensor. Yeah,
Yeah, maybe a sensor,
something.
camera, or something.
It was
And
a
then it looks like
camera.
it's got a post on there for the weapon on the other side.
It was a camera, or was it a gun? I think it was a machine gun on the original. This is one of the few figures that I have that's complete from my Real
Okay.
American Heroes, and um, I wish I'd have thought about digging him out for this tonight, but I think it was a machine gun on the backpack. So it looks like it's got a
Okay.
place to put the pike
So
over here.
if
That
you
looks like storage.
that's what I was wondering. I was gonna say scroll down because then what is this cable on the left of the scorpion right there? What is this for?
Antenna, I
Is
think.
it an antenna? Okay.
I think.
I never had
Might be.
Devin's scorpion as a kid, so
I think that's what that is an antenna, because he doesn't have anything that plugs in, no other equipment or anything. So,
no.
I mean, it's not going to be for this because it's already attached to the backpack. So I'm thinking this is a antenna that's going to be really tall. Maybe this is like a camera sensor set up for surveilling the desert where you can detect people in the desert. And this is a backpack for um, radio transmissions across the deserts or some shit. Who knows? That's what
Yeah,
it looks
yeah.
like
No,
to
I
me.
just wasn't sure. What else
And
we got?
we got this guy popping in here, showing up. Says, I have a rattler. It's in the box, Woody. I need to open it sometimes. I'll let you know if you let me know when you open yours. So you know what that gets you, Pop
I saw you with the box. What was in the box?
Saw you with the box. What's in the
Pop
box?
blender. I'm gonna say it, man. The guy with a rattler in the box this long, when we all know you're eventually gonna open it. That's like the guy that has the lifted truck that's never seen a speck of mud. Come on, man, open that fucking thing.
got a we got a lot of those down here. Jeeps especially. We got a
Yeah.
lot of Jeeps down here that have never seen a piece of gravel.
Hmm.
Um okay, with the faceplate, long as it's not loose.
Yeah.
Yeah, faceplate will get lost. Giant Man Haslab. I'm digging this dude. I really liked Desert Scorpion. He was one of the last like ladder Cobra guys that I had, I think. So
Yeah. I like him. I like him better than that Viper.
I definitely like him better than the Viper, and and I'm the guy that has I have a Skelf, and this guy here is just kind of mediocre to me. Sorry, Jay Astro, but uh, that's like from here up
He
is like all there is to really like about this figure.
he warned us. He warned us not to do this.
He did,
All right. Who
and he
else do we
said,
have on this one? Oh, Pop's intimidated by the Rattler.
"Don't be scared." That's it. It was just these guys right here.
I thought there was
And I
four.
did
Oh
have
yeah, yeah. No, that
one,
was
two,
four.
three,
Yeah.
four. And I did have that. That was the BBTS where they kind of made the post sound like this wave was going to be exclusives or exclusive to them. So I just had to
Hmm.
save that one too. So that's all I got out of those guys.
Oops.
So, um, you got something you can talk about for a minute while I go take a quick break, and then we'll start getting to some topics.
God, no. Yeah, I'll figure something out, man. What? I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what I can show. Because I can't see the chat. I wish we had a Boss Man commercial. Yeah, you go. I'll show these guys the Delta 17 gun drone thingamajiggy.
Do
Give me
you
the
want
full screen.
full screen? All right, I'll be back
Might
in
as well.
two shakes of a lamb's tail.
Where the shit did I put the box for this thing? There it is. All right. I didn't go to Joe Fest, but Joe Fest came to me, as I was telling Baldy Vox earlier today. I got that, and I got other things that Darren sent me, but I haven't shown this on my channel yet because I'm waiting until I don't do a lot of 3 3/4 stuff, and I'm waiting until I have the right way I want to talk about this thing. But this is that Delta 17. What do they call it? Hailstorm Unit V202. And evidently, most of you guys probably were at Joe Fest. It was available in 2 different colors. So I bought the blue because I overheard the guys talking about it, and they said it would look kind of cool even in a 6 inch form if you used it as a little gun drone, like a GI Joe pack rat. So I had it put up over next to my little Cobra stuff there. Pardon me while you guys look at the back of my hand for a second. And if you're wondering how they look with blue Cobra troops, they look kind of like that. So the blue's a little bit brighter. It suits more the retro trooper than it does the older ones, but it does look all right. But I thought this was a cool little thing, and I can't see the chat, so I can't even ask anybody if they got it. But I'll show you some things I did not know came with this thing. Jesus, what F with that camera. So I knew it came with like good articulate arms and the gun basket, movable head, all that rotating, a little Hot Wheel type track going on. Like there wasn't much to it, and it was a good simple design. What I didn't realize they were going to do, and I wondered why. If I can get this box open, they put it in this nifty box, and I was like, "Oh, I don't deserve this." Right there's the box that came in. No, they included all these decals or stickers, right? And I was like, man, there's not a whole lot of space to put more than maybe 1 or 2 of these stickers. But I thought, what a nice ad. But then I started wondering, like, oh, wouldn't it be nice if they had other things coming to the Delta 17 line that maybe some of these stickers would be for, like the car from the comic, Steve and Ken that they're driving, like Leonidas is driving in a car that they've modified. And after issue 1, I have no idea if we ever saw what some of those modifications did. But I really feel like Delta 17 needs their hot rod now. But I thought if anybody got this, did any of you guys use your stickers on there? And if so, was it just on the back or did you stick them on other spot? You can send me a picture to my Gmail if you did. And you guys can find my Gmail on my channel. Good. I hope Darren's back soon. I need a Mossman commercial. Guys want to see Rogue? So Rogue is cool. I heard people making fun of the hand, really, because it comes with an extra fist and an extra hand to compensate for the bare hand that you can put on her, because Rogue touches people and steals their powers and consciousness and memories. But you do have to take the little cuff off yourself. So stick that in a bag when you stick the other hands in there. But 97 Rogue, I don't think she's new. I think she's just re-released. But I was so glad I didn't buy the other Rogue that I saw at Toys R Us for like $10 because it was a really bad one. I was glad I held out on this. Darren, come back. I'm running out of shit. No, just kidding. Gambit.
I was just letting you squirm for a minute. Go ahead.
Okay, good. I'm done squirming.
No, I
Why
want to
didn't
see
I show the
Gambit.
firefighter? Oh, this is Gambit. This is Gambit with his
Show the Gambit, mon ami.
fingers. I do like how they did that with the fingers, like they connected all the blast effects to the fingers, because I could never get that to sit properly if I was to have to leave it. Like I have a hard enough time with the one single card. There, take me off full screen, please, because I'd like to go take a break too. I gotta get a coffee.
All right, your turn. Go for it. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I kind of like Gambit, so if I see him somewhere, I'm probably going to pick that guy up. I'm not really an X-Men person. Matter of fact, I don't have one X-Men figure unless you count Deadpool. Somehow I've managed to not even pick up a Wolverine yet.
What's that happen? Oh shit!
Hey, I hope you're not taking a leak. I can still hear you.
No, I'm not. I'm going to turn off the mic now. I've lost my coffee cup.
Oh, okay. I thought you just got to the spot where you're getting ready to let it rip and realized the mic was still on.
No, Darren, you idiot. Of course I know how to turn off a
right.
fucking mic. The guy doesn't think I know how to turn off a fucking microphone. Fuck's
I know
sakes.
that Crow, man. You can't believe that dude. He's crazy sometimes, man.
Telling me how to take a piss. Fucking guy. I could
Canadians.
take a piss if I want to take a piss.
You know, if he was smart, this is where he'd go in the kitchen and pour some water and pour it out.
That's exactly what I was doing, you dick.
I just go through the comments here and see what if I missed anything here. Oh shit! Starfighter got behind. Grim Viper could match up with the Jungle Viper. Night Viper, yeah. We do have Night Viper coming, so theoretically, Night Viper would be out before this guy, even though we haven't seen a render on him yet. So there we go.
Oh, and Night Viper will be green. He'll go nicely with him.
Yeah, Night Viper. I'm excited to see what they do with Night Viper. So
yeah, he was one of my faves.
And Turk says he's not an X-Man collector, but I like the Gambit figure. I like the Gambit figure on. Wait, that was kind of Jamaican, wasn't it? So, that didn't work at all. I was gonna say Mon Ami, and I just stopped. G.I. Jetman says Darren, get the 85th anniversary Wolverine. That's the one that I almost bought because that's the Deadpool I've got. And Matthew says if you like Gambit, you need the CT toys. I almost ordered that one on Ollie. I almost ordered that one. It's like $30, $32 or something. Let's see. Jay Astro says he's hard to pose with the plastic coat. And yeah, see, I want a more of a kind of, I don't know. I want a Gambit, but not in the X-Men 97, like the blue and yellow. With I like and with the blast effects with the cards. So I might pick him up if I see him somewhere. So wow, I said Joe Fan 84 still had your comment starred. What's up, everyone? So what's up? Although we've addressed you several times now, so we're going to talk just a minute when Crow gets back. We're going to get into a little bit of Hasbro stuff, and then we're going to talk about our topic where we kind of decided to, if we could make a dream figure or a dream figure line, and a bunch of companies had to collaborate on it to give us exactly what we want. What would it look like? Like who would do what? So we're going to do that. And then we're going to talk about some vehicles that, while we're showing these Air Eagles, the fans hobby stuff, we're going to talk about some stuff we would like to see fans hobby attempt and make. It might be pretty awesome because I am digging this Air Eagle, and I have mine. I have all this stuff positioned over here beside me because I was going to cut to my other camera and show it all. And when I do that, it kills all of my cameras, and I don't know why it worked earlier. So, what you got, Hellstorm?
Oh, I showed that earlier. I'm just going to put something in the camera's way so I can go off camera and get my medicine while we talk about Hasbro stuff.
Okay.
Warpath will judge you. Warpath is listening.
It's like Spirit's older brother.
All right, so I'm back.
Okay. We're going to talk just a minute. We're going to talk not a whole lot, but we do want to touch on it because we got a point or two, thing or two we want to bring up. So what is up with the Snow C.A.T? I know every time the Haslabs come around, there's a lot of talk and speculation. Is it going to fund? Is it not going to fund? Blah, blah, blah. So I got it pulled up here. We are at 6,973 backers out of 8,000, which means we are, 67 away from, we're 1,067 backers away from getting this thing funded. We're not going to go on a big tangent on is it going to fund, is it not going to fund. We all know it's going to fund, and it's probably going to hit all of the tiers. But what if it doesn't? That was what you wanted to talk about, Crow. Like, what's it look like if it funds but we don't get all of the stuff, if that's possible?
Yeah, so I mean, this is the first time I've ever backed a Haslab since the beginning. I kind of blew my opportunity with the Rattler following something else. So I have never seen a Haslab that didn't fund in this line. I've heard about Haslabs that didn't fund, but what I didn't understand is, does the people that committed to it, do they get the opportunity? Do they get the opportunity to pull their money out? And it sounds like they do, right? So my thing is, if this thing only hit say 8,700 backers by the time the deadline stopped, the it sounds like we're getting Snow C.A.T and Frostbite, and that is all for our 325.
Correct.
Are we allowed to pull our money out of that? Because to me, that's not worth it anymore. Right?
As long as you can do it, as long as you pull it out before the campaign closes, before, as long as you cancel it before midnight, the night of, whenever, whatever it is, August 15th, whatever,
Sure.
before midnight on the East Coast, you're good to go. So that's kind of the thing with the Haslabs is you have to feel like the base offering is worth it. You can't
And
assume that the tiers are always going to hit. Now, most of the
yeah,
time they do, especially with G.I. Joe. But to have the faith in it, you have to feel like the base offering is worth the price.
and that's the point. Is so many people, even people that are fans of it, have said this isn't a very strong base offering.
Yeah, and you know, it's like it's big. It's got a lot of accessories, but when you take away like the other accessories that go with it, so if you get a Haslab that has let me get down to it, wherever it is. I do have the slides, but I've already got it pulled up here
Mm.
on Pulse. Um, so you have the pull out thing for the camp stove and you have the ice tray, but what if you have no stove and no coffee cups to put in those cup holders?
That's a
So
fair point. My entire thing was, is this a result of having rushed this? Right? You didn't even have the full mock-up done. You showed a printed prototype, close to it, but you had to constantly remind people during the live stream that there was still more work to be done. Right. And now you're seeing like this slow crawl towards even trying to make that minimum goal. I feel like if they had maybe taken one more month to finishing off those points, I would hope that it would have been stronger. I'm really hoping they have more surprises in store that were always a part of this that just weren't ready in time. Because right now I'm looking at the benches, especially for this troop compartment and things like this, going, yeah, I wouldn't have shown that till that was ready. I just wouldn't have, you
and
know.
that goes back to what I said at first when it first went live. Like I felt like that stream, it looked like everything was rushed. Like it was a model. They talked about how fragile it was. Um, Repeatedly told us that it wasn't finished and they were going to add this to it and that to it and zooge it up or whatever the fuck it is he says when he's talking about doing that. Um,
Hmm.
I feel like this whole thing was not ready to go. But I
No.
just wanted to
And
show the backers here. We're gonna go to the actual slides of it, so
sure.
we can look at zoom in a little bit better on the pictures. So
Yep.
yeah,
So the thing about this is, right? I mean, to release this and not have it ready and to have this is bad timing. This is really bad timing for them to do that because the HasLab is the big money grab of the year for them, right? Like as far as these things go, it's our big money year where we say, here's the most money we're willing to part with at one shot to you, right? So they get one time of the year to get this from us. And because HasLabs have been so popular in the past, more and more companies are getting the uh, the plans and the execution down right to release their own large scale vehicles, which are competing more than well against a HasLab. Right? There are other
yep,
people who want $325 from you right now, and they are showing finished products with more innovation. So it's a real bad time for HasLab to kind of hit a grounder instead of a home run.
yeah, that's it's a good way to put it. So I got GI Jetman says, could the new renders help the Haslab, not the ones they showed today. I don't think. Now, there's some talk going around that maybe we might see some Arctic stuff at SDCC. I hope we do. I really hope that there's more that they're going to show off than just those 4 figures. I'm pretty sure that there will be. It wouldn't surprise me if something else leaks out tomorrow. I don't think those 4 will help it.
I know exactly what needs to come out to sell the Snow Cat tomorrow. It's the Polar Battle Bear. Drop the Polar Battle Bear.
Yep. If they do that, you will see a noticeable bump in backers.
Yep.
And Todd says you have a week or so after the deadline to pull out, and then Viper Scout echoes that you have a week after it funds to get a refund. Clint Jorgensen is in the house. He says, "Don't make me back a third, especially when the Lego
he wants it so bad.
Set."
Gonna order the understock.
Don't let me stand in your way. Gun Bunny says they need to announce an Arctic Hiss or Stinger that will be available for purchase to combat the Snow Cat. I agree. Announce that thing now and be like, hey, this is coming. It's going to be out next year, so you have a Cobra vehicle to go up against your Snow Cat. Don't even screw around and do it. It's all
really, yeah. It's all really simple, right? The biggest holdback on this is the fact that there is hardly any Arctic stuff in the G.I. Joe classified line. So people know this is a hard thing to fit onto their existing shelves. You want to sell it, give them some assurances that that problem is very temporary. Like things are coming that are going to make that worthwhile.
Yeah, and that's like that would be the smart thing to do, but Hasbro going Hasbro. Dreadnought says that $500 Thundercat tank looks pretty badass. Yeah, it does. The Thunder tank
I didn't like it.
Oh,
I wanted to use it as a litter box. I think it would make a wicked litter box for my cats.
Oh man, what about that Arctic hooded Cobra Commander? That would be fantastic. Oh my god, could you so imagine an Arctic hooded Cobra Commander in like muted Firefly camo.
Oh, I was gonna say, because we're talking Arctic, it isn't a white hooded Cobra Commander, is it? Are we going right to it there? Just
no. Yeah, I don't think Arctic hooded Cobra Commander in all white is ever getting made, and that one I probably would say no to that one myself on that one. But do him in a polar camo, dude, that'd be badass. Let's see. I don't know what's going on there. Well, I guess pulling out of the Haslabs. So here's how you know when there might be some issues is Stanley says I cannot justify a second Snowcat, and he bought 4 Rattlers, so that ought to tell you something.
Hold up, Stanley. Hang on a second. You mean you're only buying 1 Snowcat? That's going right to Gun Bunny, I mean, of course, right? So you're gonna just gonna have a tiger for a Snowcat and not a winter Snowcat? I can't see Stanley Everhart going without 2.
I think you should. I think you and Clint Jorgensen should both buy another one. Viper Scout says, check out White Ninja Ranger if you want to see a 3K figure. So don't know that one. I'll have to look that one up just out of curiosity. So, all right. So talk about the back here. So this is what we talked about this earlier. They did touch on this on the interview with Full Force. So the whole time when they were showing this thing off, I kept waiting on them to tell me how the bivouac canopy was going to cover the back of this thing, and they never did.
No.
Disappointing. You told me you've been in the back of transports and stuff and in the snow, and it's no fun.
Well, yeah. So like year 3 in the Army, we did what's called a sovereignty up, where they send you up to like Nunavut, which is way up in the Arctic there. and we're all wearing our winter kit. They have these sleds called Commatox. They're just wooden sleds with a windbreak in there, and they're dragged by dogs. And they tell you we'll put like all these big caribou skins over you. You will feel so warm. Man, those caribou skins are like wearing Kleenex in the Arctic, and you're building up all that wind while you're going. And sorry, they're pulling them behind snowmobiles, of course, right? So it's like going like 40,
Oh,
60. So I'm like thinking about the troops in the back of this carrier having to tap on that frosted glass and fucking frostbite drinking his coffee with Lady J in the front and go, what's the
yeah.
problem back there, boys? Still
Yeah.
just another hour
Got his,
away.
got his thermos because he comes with an actual thermos of coffee, and
Yeah.
they
If you guys are
didn't even
thirsty,
give him a cup.
yeah,
Yeah,
if you guys are thirsty, there's ice in the tray over there.
we got a hot chocolate machine up here. You guys
Yeah,
want a
yeah.
cup?
We'll save you some when we get there.
So what else besides that? So we were in agreement that this thing needed some kind of cover on it, and we talked about they keep telling us they're tweaking it and they're adding stuff to it, and they're gonna make it not as like all of the details, like all of the little fine stuff that sticks out and rivets and all of that kind of stuff. Because even this right here is just, it looks blocky. I said it looked like a moon rover a little bit because it doesn't have all of those details to break it up.
Yeah.
What other stuff would you like to see done to it to kind of add some, at least some cosmetic stuff to it? Anything else?
Uh, there's a lot you could do. It's just whether it's worth it just to make another tier. We had talked about if there was a fourth tier, what if it was add-on parts for this thing, right? Like a bunch of pack rolls of day, like rolled up tent kits, field stores, couple toboggans of rations, like all this stuff that would be racked on the outside of a vehicle, all this extra cargo that they would have. Definitely would want a canopy for the back of it though. Like it just, if you're gonna cart troops and that, the canopy is the first thing people want. I know one of the things I think the people demanded, and I think Hasbro will cave, is some sort of attachable fighting weapons for the guys in the back to fight out of the back with, like some sort of machine gun that mounts or a rocket launcher, something on those lines. I could see them throwing one of those on there.
Kind of like the machine guns on the turn of the hiss on the side on the top.
Yeah, something along those lines. Just another play feature to kind of talk about what this part is. Oh, this is where it's a troop carrier, right? So, yeah.
Yeah. And we talked about that. So there's talk going around about um do you think they'll throw in a fourth tier to speed this along or to help pick it up, whatever, move it along, get people more interested in it? There's a lot of people speculating on will they do that. I don't think they will, but that was the thing you and I mentioned. If they did, that was one thing, and that I
Oh,
think would really kick it in the ass is making a canopy for the back.
so I know what a great fourth tier would be. I just know they won't do it. If they did this tier, and I think this would shift everything. And I think they hinted at something that made me think of this. We need. Sorry, I gotta take these out. Let me know if you can't hear me.
Okay.
Hang on. Let me just get my microphone back.
All right.
Okay. Best I can do is the iPad microphone. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sticker sheets for the previous Haslabs should be the fourth tier unlock. A complete panel matchup to turn your Hiss tank into a frosted giant, sure. Or some panels to make your Dragonfly a Tiger Force Dragonfly, and some stickers that would cover this thing in all the important areas to make it Tiger Force as well. I think that would be something they could look at. Right? It's a cheap do, but it suddenly
Yeah.
says we go back to your cat collection and give it something different now. Right?
That could be that's a kind of out of the box option, that wouldn't be too bad, because anything they throw in is not going to be it's not going to be anything major. Like,
No,
you know,
you won't get. Go ahead.
it won't be a figure. It won't be another figure.
It would. I think that would show something if they did another figure. I think it would be a knee-jerk reaction to the initial response, and I don't think they want to do that. But something insightful. And you don't want to do patches again, so stickers is next anyways. Right? Like,
right. Hear me out, patches.
But it's those little square pins you used to stick on your jean jackets in the 80s. We'll get a bunch of those going.
So that was what I said. You know, that would be the first go-to everybody's going to think is some Snow C.A.T patches. But let's see. I had a comment. So Dreadnought says he was already dissatisfied with it as a Haslab. Don't mind the vehicle. It's more the principle of sticking to your fucking word. About him saying it didn't need to be a Haslab.
Okay, but whose word was that? Like, I remember that.
It was Lenny.
Yeah.
At some point, you know, some stream or whatever.
That's right. But Lenny said that at the time because that's what it looked like at the time of the situation. But Lenny was the only stakeholder in G.I. Joe Classified having to make these decisions, right? I agree. I wish this went with how we normally heard it. Normally we heard it if it was going to be under $200, then it was going to probably go to retail. And the Snow C.A.T was one of those vehicles that fit that description during that initial discussion. It's just not the way it panned out. Right?
Yeah. I mean, there's several there's several different ways I think it could have gone, but I still I think it's a good vehicle. I do like it. I like what they've done with it. I just still don't think it fits criteria. I don't think it was a good choice for a Haslab, and I love the freaking Snow C.A.T. I just don't. It's not what I wanted for a Haslab. I was ready for a $450 or whatever whale. That's kind of what I was expecting. This isn't something that I would have expected them to pick for a Haslab.
And so this is where I laugh at where their lines in the sands make their lines in the sands, right? You want to know what I think is utterly ridiculous? We're holding them to things they said, right? KK6, we'll hold Lenny to what he said about this not being a Haslab. Okay. They said they didn't want to do water vehicles because it was too niche of a property. They didn't know how to make it work with shells, things like this, right? Do you remember them saying they're never going to do water vehicles?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're telling me an ice vehicle is less niche than that? Like, this is even more isolated than a water vehicle would be. And this is what you're seeing in that slow build. People are like, I just didn't want this, right?
Yeah.
You should have done water vehicles. Who knew?
You should have done water vehicles. And I just didn't want it as a $325 Haslab with or without tiers. I want the Snow C.A.T, but I did not want it at that price point with that much beefed up added in stuff just to make it a Haslab. Yes, it's wider if you're going to keep it original where you can put two side-by-side figures in it, but don't tell me they couldn't have done this and not added everything. Didn't have to be removable, everything didn't have to be this, that. They could make the tracks turn for $200. I'll never believe they couldn't make working tracks on this for $200.
My thing is, I'm not going to be a hypocrite. This is exactly what I said since almost the beginning of my channel that a Snow C.A.T should be. They changed it so you could take the turret out. They put in a troop compartment. Yeah, you heard me saying how impractical it is in an Arctic environment, but in like a New York winter, okay, it's not, right? Like a half track being a half track. I love this thing. I instantly backed it as soon as the show started. But I get why a lot of people don't, because I live in a certain region where this is cool for me. People down in California, or Australia might be going, yeah, I'd have to be pretending I know what somewhere else feels like,
Yeah, and we've got Australian friends that have never seen snow. So, and Woody says Lenny seems to always be the one to speak out of pocket, and they have to tore him back in. I think pull him back in. Maybe he gets excited like a little kid and spews ideas, and I think there's some validity to that too. I think that's kind of what he does, and that's okay.
I never want that to change for him. I want them to have to walk doing, because the guy that gets that excited and that passion is the kind of guy that I put some faith into. Because the others, I never hear much out of Tony by comparison, and I mean, I don't have a vendetta against Emily, but she doesn't put faith in the line for me. Lenny does.
Yeah, Lenny does, because he grew up as a fan. So, and I think that's why, like Woody said, he gets excited and kind of might have kind of gets his cart in front of the horse, so to speak, once in a while. So, four most iconic vehicles in their opinion are the Hiss, Dragonfly, Rattler, and Snow C.A.T. In their opinion, I would agree. I would agree with that to a degree, but I would replace the Snow C.A.T. with probably the Sky Striker.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying that the iconic vehicles are what they make Haslabs out of. I don't necessarily think those two match. Iconic vehicles like Amp are not Haslabs, but I don't think they would deny that they are iconic. I do see the point, but the whale would be in that talk, right?
For sure. And see, that's the perfect thing about the whale. It doesn't just have to be a water vehicle. It's a land vehicle as well. And I know, like, Lawrence is always saying, the Cobra doesn't have any water vehicles to fight the whale other than the hydrofoil, and he thinks they'll never do the hydrofoil, and they probably won't. But the whale could fight anything. The whale could fight the Hiss. We've already got the Hiss. So, any other thoughts on anything on this?
I like I said to you offline, I think right now this is a chess game, and it's time for Hasbro to make a move that they weren't ready to do. They need to do like a halftime show, basically, to get the interest sparked back in this. Having a half completed mock-up leaves too much blank space in what we saw, and it didn't impress enough. So I think they need to do something here to update the situation and get those numbers moving a little faster, because this is their slowest one. I do think it'll back, like you said, but I'm not confident it's going to hit every tier. I'm just not.
And it's at, let's see, what those unlocks are. So to get everything, to get Flint, we got to get to 14,000. So we're not even halfway.
No,
we're not even halfway to it. So, and Matthew says your halftime show is called SDCC, where they've already really put all their eggs in the cold slither basket, it seems like, for SDCC.
This is the thing. Like, I expect them to do something at SDCC, but if they don't do enough on it, because they have focus on, like you said, cold slither, right, and other aspects. And what we just saw was 4 reveals, and not one of them wears anything that has to do with the winter, right? Like some support. So is SDCC going to be a huge winter drop to support this, or are they going to? I'm curious what they do. They have to do something.
I mean, I think it's probably going to hit it. It might go down to the wire, but I think all of the tiers, personally, I think all the tiers are going to be hit. It might not be till the last couple of days, but I think it's going to get there. I think it's probably going to come in around 16,000 is my guess. I think it'll hit it and go over a couple, because you got to add in all of the overseas and stores that are ordering them and things like that. So I think that it's going to get there, but it may take its sweet time. So
listen, there's the little kid inside of me that looked at that thing and said, so wait a second. You're telling me that basically Flint and Lady J took the Snow C.A.T on a very long private vacation with their own driver, Frostbite. If they made it just to the first 2 tiers and they didn't unlock Flint, that means Lady J and Frostbite are going on that vacation alone. And I kind of like that idea too, leaving Flint out in the wind, right? Just those little parts. I'm like, that would be cool too, but I wouldn't pay $320.
Doesn't Flint have the sausage though?
I'm pretty sure Frostbite can bring some sausage himself.
Now I've got to go look to see which one of them comes with this. It is Flint. Flint's got the sausages.
Lady J will be fine with Flint sausage.
At least the fish come with the bivouac and not with Lady J. I just had to take a look at that again and double check. I was like, oh my God, could you imagine?
This is a bit the level of drama I want on my YouTube, right? Like speculation goes straight.
That's right.
Nothing more.
That's right. That's right. No, yeah, don't make Flint a cook.
Yeah.
Not Flint.
No, it's placed by Deke.
No, yeah, right. Let's see. Pop Blender says, I think it'll hit, not just because everyone loves it, but because of FOMO, little thing in the back of your head that says you'll regret it. And that's right. I mean, that's Haslab's. We all know with Haslab, like if you've got the means, get it while it's funding, because you know you're never going to get it for that price again. So,
and that is an interesting point too. Like, let's say this thing drags its heels across that final tier line, right? Which isn't what the Rattler did, and it's not what the Dragonfly did, and it's not what the Hiss.
No.
But this thing drags its heels across that line. And then you're the guy who is like me on every other Haslab. Well, now that it's not available, I want one. I think that low sale is going to make the resale even worse. Right?
Well, and yeah, I mean, the fewer that are made, that's something
the fewer that are
take
ordered.
Into,
like 14,001. That was all. 14,001 are out there. Right? Now picture buying one.
And there was what, 23 or 24,000 dragonflies and 26,000 hisses or whatever. You know, semantics, but a whole lot more than what there's going to be of the dragon or the Snow C.A.T, that's for sure. Well, I mean, just from the pace that it's setting now, there's not going to be as many made as there are of the other three. And what saw Woody had put 18. Woody says 18,000 something. So we'll see. I'm saying 16 and some change. So it's going to limp.
The ironic part is those low sale numbers that we're talking about will turn that scalping market on its ear, and everybody will bitch about scalpers worse than before. And who are they going to blame? They're going to blame Hasbro and their Haslabs, right? It'll be like, listen, man, you said it sucked right to the last day.
That's it. Like you can't sit here and go, oh, I don't like it. It sucks. It's not worth the money. It's not whatever. And then in 15 or 18 months go, you know what, man, I really do need that Snow C.A.T in my collection. Or maybe they've made, like we're talking about, maybe they've made some winter guys to go with it. And you're like, well, shit, I wish I'd have backed the Snow C.A.T now, because we've got Iceberg and we've got Blizzard and, whoever, we've already got a squad of Cobra troop builders ready to fight it now. I mean, you only got a couple, but they're out there. What I want to know is what's Cobra going to do for a command squad or a leader. Cobra's got to do a named character in Arctic gear at least sometime before this thing shows up. Don't you think?
Arctic blood.
Arctic blood, even though we're getting a blood in December, you think?
I could see. I thought he was. I thought, wasn't he in the mass at some point in Arctic, like an overcoat or something like that? Or am I picturing another episode? I'm sure I thought I saw him in a coat at some point.
Well, he got teleported in when they teleported him in to steal the satellite thing. I don't remember, honestly. I just watched it or listened to it anyway.
Well, I just
But,
blurted it out, right? But
yeah. Sabir said they paying $629 for the Rattlers now. I know I'm seeing people trying to get like 120 and 140 for like Wild Weasel and Baroness. That's more than Wild Bill went for. Wild Bill, I think the highest I saw Wild Bill was like 125 or 130 right when the Dragonfly come out. And Jetman says yes, the Red Crystals episode with Snake Eyes. And we're getting that mass device stuff too. So gonna have a polar bear to ride on the maybe they're gonna put pegs in the back of the troop carrier for the polar bear. How badass will that be if that polar bear's back legs stand up in that troop carrier and you can put his paws up on top?
Well, somebody will make it happen anyways. This is my scene that I'm leaving the camera, but I'm not gone.
Okay. All right. So we've Haslabbed out and actually spent a little longer talking about that than what I planned, but oh well, that's how it goes. Matthew says he got 150 for Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander from his extra hiss. So yeah, he went high too at first, but I just knew they were going to make that retro. So you want to talk about our dream figures, Crow? Are you ready to do that, or you need to be sitting there while we do that?
No, it's fine. I had to grab my earbuds back. No, they're charged again. So if you can hear me again, we're going to talk about them. What are we doing? Are we talking about them or the vehicle stuff?
I thought we'd do the figure stuff first. I thought that might we can either way. It doesn't matter. However you want to do it.
No, whatever you got queued up. You just tell me. I didn't hear it because it was turning on.
Okay. Well,
that's my grocery list.
Oh, okay. You got any Haslabs or anything on that list?
No, my grocery list. Right, you cut out for a second. No. Oh. I just had to find out my notes on the figure. All right.
All right. So let's go going through the comments here. So who's making your dream figure? So this is kind of hey, you want to talk a little bit about your ideas for this topic for what you were wanting to do?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't need a whole lot of setup, right? We were bashing a few like fun ideas for just this kind of content. And it came up with like, if you could build the dream figure, who would do what aspect of it, right? Like, what parts would you leave in charge for Hasbro, and then who would you outsource to Jada or a guy like Top Fun Toys Retro 3D, right? Or Gridiron, right? So it was just one of those, and we just wanted to see what we'd come up with, right? Then I talked to Darren. I was like, feel free to give that figure or figure line as much support as you want. And I even sent him some pictures of what I was picturing. And I said, what if I had to build a line based off this, right? So
I've got those ready. If you're ready to look at them, I've got those ready to go.
Okay. Were you using the same pictures, or were we just using those ones?
I'm gonna, or did you have others? Comment on yours. No, I'm going to comment on yours. Okay. I didn't have any pictures. Mine is just a list and some examples of things I'd like to see. Like I said, I got all this stuff set up over here. Spent the time setting it up with a camera aimed on it, but when I switch to that camera, StreamYard wants to crash it.
So to give us the foundation point, guys, what it basically was is, okay, what if I needed to assemble a dream team because I've been told we're going to build a Call of Duty or a Battlefield 6 wave of 6-inch figures to supplement G.I. Joe, right? Like that'd be like one of those kind of toys, like a Monster Force kind of thing, right? And maybe I'm going to do a wave of 4 figures, or I'll do a wave of 8 for 1 year. What's that going to look like? And who am I getting to do what? Right. So it's nothing too fancy, but at least you can picture, all right, I'm picturing this because I want them to do that XYZ, if that makes sense, right? So
you got your first slide up here, which was the cover for Advanced Warfare for Call of Duty.
Yeah, and I just anything that had the video game not name on it and those thematic pictures, it was just to say these are the kind of characters we're looking at, right? So soldier warfare characters like we're used to with the Joe line, some artistic flair and style like we're used to seeing if you've ever played these online, some of the
Oh,
skins that they throw with these games and all of the
look, it's
stuff,
Grim. It's Grim
right?
Viper.
There you go. There's your Grim Viper, right? Um, Lots of, if you look at these games, there's a lot of potential for any kind of military figure you could think of, right? So it's kind of why I picked it because I was like, all right, we're
That's
assembling our
perfect.
dream figure, right? Yeah. So I don't maybe necessarily need all the slides. So can't remember which ones was it just the ones with the names I sent you on them?
No,
Yeah, like
got
things
this
like
one
that.
for
Okay.
Modern Warfare,
Yeah.
the original here.
So I don't know. You want to start talking about the fig itself? Like we could just go through the fig and then the other elements after, but
So like so for my figure, so what I wrote down was I kind of wrote down a combination of factors that would make a perfect figure for me, and I'm just
Mhm.
like your slides here, you're talking about a military esque line, got different operators, different looks, like you said, the skins. Using Call of Duties was a great idea because so many military variations. Like you got World War II garb, you got Vietnam garb, modern stuff, future stuff. So that was a good
Mhm.
choice. Was the Call of Duty. So I'm talking about a line
But
just like what you're talking about.
yeah, I think McFarlane actually was the last one holding the rights to the line for this, but I don't know for sure. You guys can check, but
I think
fictitiously saying no one
Jazzwares.
holds it. Was it
I think
Jazzware?
Jazzwares. I think Jazzwares made the last ones, and evidently
Oh,
they're pretty shitty. If it was
oh, okay.
them, whoever it was, I know that somebody bought that Ghost, and it may have been Punk, or it may have been maybe Toy Enhancer, but somebody bought that Ghost, and it was pretty awful from what I saw. I
Yeah.
don't remember who. But either way, so that style of figure, that style of line. So who would you want to do like the body, like the butt for it? Dreadnought,
Okay.
good night, buddy. He's got to roll out. So see you
No
later.
worries, buddy. We'll catch you next one. Replay squad's always there if you want to follow it up. So for the head and the buck, um, just as far as who's making them, I'm going with Jada.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the
Uh,
texture on Jada, like some of their figures, the textures that they use, it's a nice pliable plastic, but it doesn't feel too hard, too soft. It's almost perfect. And Jada, when you look at them, right, like we're talking about Street Fighter 2 when we think about Jada, right? Well, that's not just Jada style, that's Street Fighter 2 style. So I think Jada would do exactly the kind of faces that you're used to seeing in the video game from Battlefield or from Call of Duty. So it's kind of a doesn't matter at that point, just as long as they're reflecting the property that they're building, right? So who would you choose for the body?
uh, that's actually like so. Mine's kind of a combination. I also, as far as the plastic and the feel of the plastic and the feeling that I'm not going to break the figure when I play with it, because I don't with Jadis. I still halfway handle classifieds with kid gloves, but these Jada
Mhm.
figures, they can fall off the shelf, what the hell ever. They feel solid. I love the feel of these figures. So for the actual, like the plastic type, that's what I picked as well. I would want Jada. Matthew says Jadas are too blocky, but I think that's just because of the the aesthetics of Street Fighter 2. I think if they tried to do like a detailed soldier type figure, I think it'd be fine. It's just the Street Fighter 2 aesthetics are blocky.
And that's what I'm saying. Right? Like it's yeah, and again, yeah, it's hard for me to say what Jada would look like if they weren't doing Street Fighter 2. If they were doing
Right.
any other line, what would they look like, right? So
Because all of their
I'm
stuff
just
is kind of
imagining this. Yeah.
cartoony.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
for me, like just their plastic, I love the plastic that they use.
And no, and I'm not going to start this the wrong way, Matt. By all means, debate the points. Like, come up with your own Savage Crucible. There you go. That's who your dream team would be in this. Everybody in the chat should be thinking about that. Going, who would I? I disagree with them too. Who do I think is better? But we're gonna roll it on with the picks we have, right? But
That's right.
assemble your dream teams. Have fun with it, guys.
Yeah. So for me, I would want the feel of a Jada figure with the plastic, but for articulation, and Matthew says Savage Crucible. Like I don't have any Savage Crucible, so I got to stick
Yep.
with what I know. I know
That's
people
right.
really are digging the articulation, but I'm going to go back to something like some kind of combination of the way that Hasbro and Vala and even Marvel Legends. I like the way the newer Marvel Legends figures move. I just wish that they had butterflies, and I wish all of them had, like boot cut or ankle cut, whatever. But I like the way that they move, and I brought this dude over here with his flesh cannons to show off. I know it's Jay Astro's favorite when I call it a flesh cannon. It's even got the Vines look. But
you gotta stop, man.
so like I said, I had all this shit set up under this camera to just point to, but I can't. It's gonna crash if I do. So, that kind of articulation for me is, what our modern figures are, but you definitely got to have some good butterfly joints so we can get around those overlays and stuff.
Okay. So we've talked about the head of the buck, right? Who else are you using to accompany the figure, right?
As far
like
as
what else? What other
accessories,
companies? Yeah, bring another company into this and why?
Okay,
it's your dream team. So we've covered Jada.
So Jada for the plastic, and then like Hasbro Vala-ish for articulation style for it. I wrote Mafex down, Mafex, however you want to say it, but I don't have any of them, so I can't.
Okay.
I just know people really like them. But as far as accessories, so for weapons, like
yeah.
Were you stopping me?
No. I'm just catching up that you're on weapons now.
I was just gonna jump to weapons and jump around. Yep. So I really like what some of the 3D print guys are doing with weapons. I'd like to see almost somebody independent, and I'm not gonna say Gridiron. Their stuff's good, but I'd like to see somebody like of course I got some examples. I got some Top Fun here, and then I've actually got one of Turk Murphy's weapons over here. Some of these guys that are tinkering with the CAD files and scaling up stuff, making their own CAD files with a lot more detail in it. I'd like to see somebody small that can dedicate time and detail to these weapons, but I do want them in injection mold. Like for my dream stuff, I don't want 3D prints because it's too brittle. But I would like to see a smaller company or person that could grow into the industry and really dedicate the detail to them, supply weapons and things like grenades, dynamite sticks, stuff like that.
Yeah. I agree with you. I would feel like shilling if I were to say, I want John from Top Fun Retro Toys 3D to do all my dream guns. No, I want somebody like John, but with exactly everything you said. And the reason I put an emphasis back to that isn't because of, the guns that he's made that we've all seen. It's because at the face of it, he is a subject matter expert. He's worked in the field of weapons his entire
Yeah.
career, and on an exclusively kind of, I need to recognize a lot of this like that on eyesight kind of level. I feel like you need to hire somebody that is a subject matter every time you have that opportunity. And when it comes to the guns for a war toy, I think you need your subject matter experts on that every time.
Yeah, you need more than I think you need more than a consultant. So you need,
Yep.
like you said, you need somebody that really knows their stuff in and out. But I want somebody that knows their stuff in and out and has the attention to detail to
Now,
bring it through as well.
yeah, and to be clear, I'm not saying about this about all war toys. I don't even say this about GI Joe because there's so many science fiction elements to it, right? We are building Call of Duty and Battlefield 6, which is all the real world military stuff in a free for all, right? So that's,
Yeah.
again, I need that subject matter expert because there's so many variations and add-on kit to the guns, right? What's Severe saying? I like Mofex for the figs I buy. I've picked up a few of the comic version X-Men, oh, version X-Men, and a few of the boys figs. Just got the Deep and Soldier Boy and have Rogan pre-order, which is next month. Yeah, okay, cool. Like I want a Soldier Boy. I forgot about the boys action figures. I just want to catch up to you for a second. There was one thing you tasked Hasbro with articulation and things like that, and to me that went with the buck. But the only thing I tasked Hasbro in this was the overall design, as far as how everything kind of gels together. Like, design the character, let your design team do it, because they've kind of seen what works with the GI Joe line a little bit. So I would just give
Mhm.
them some creative, and that is pretty much all you see Hasbro getting involved in a Dream Fig for us, for as far as I see it. Like, it's everybody else. So I agree with you
All
on the
right.
weapons. I would leave it at that about the weapons. I said, guys like that. But what about other equipment than just weapons? Did you have anything for them?
So I would kind of like to see some of the same people designing some of the same stuff, for some of the harnesses and extra helmets and things like that. But I really think right now, as far as detail on that stuff, Vala is really killing it. Far as bigger, like bigger, smaller companies, I think, with their headsets, with the NVGs and the earpieces and things like that. I don't need every single bit of it removable though. Just so easy to lose some of the little
Yeah.
stuff. But I
Yeah.
really like the way that they've designed that, their gas masks, their stuff like that. So I'm gonna say for harnesses and helmets and things, I'm gonna go with Vala.
Yeah, I would tend to agree just on the aspect of that second layer vest that every figure seems to get, right? We always seem
Hmm.
to want to put a web vest or tack vest or something. And Vala made theirs quickly and easily removable if you didn't want that. And I commended them for that because that was something that Hasbro wasn't doing with theirs. They were making it pop our figure apart and then you can get it off. Right?
Yeah.
Never feels good doing that. Um, I could see Vala being up there. I kind of was looking at the idea of, like, for backpacks and just other secondary equipment that doesn't classify as a gun. I was looking at companies like NECA and for Gridiron, but using NECA's materials, like just go design them through Gridiron, but you get NECA to print them, like just that kind of a
I,
thinking, right?
I don't know, man. That NECA shit is so brittle, and some of it comes out small, like some
Hmm.
of it comes out a
But the
little too out of scale.
But what I find with some of their stuff is they'll put obscure items in there that make absolute sense that no other
Oh,
company would think
oh
of.
yeah, oh yeah.
You
Like
know,
look at like Alf. Like look at some of the stuff.
yeah, like
Some of the stuff they've done with that.
what I was thinking about when I was thinking like those random accessories is like, okay, great. Joe's got coffee cups. I want a half open tin of chew. I want a face with a wad of chew in its lower gum. And I want a spit
Yeah,
jar, because
yeah,
that's every fifth soldier,
yeah. Oh
So
yeah, that's right, man. Some dip or
yeah,
some chew. Yep.
yeah.
Um. So what about let's see. What about paint? who you got? Who you going with for paint on
Yeah.
your
So
figures?
so the paint is the same people that I put in charge of any soft goods that I'm throwing in it, and that's the Four Horsemen.
Yeah,
I think that I want their paint finalized on it, and yeah, you're damn right. If I'm putting a soft good on there, they're the ones I'm probably going to go through because I've been impressed with theirs more than most.
yeah.
Not
I'm the same.
always, yeah, not always, but most times.
That's who I've got for paint too, for the apps, just because the level of like the texturing, the shading, it's not the right word, but the blending, I guess, blending hues and stuff together. And I've actually got this poor one-legged bastard out as my example for that. Kylazir, um,
Mm.
for just some of the paint work and the blending. And I said poor one-legged because I snapped his leg off. I
Oh
broke his leg.
no! Oh
Oh no.
no!
No. Um yeah, so I did that. This dude, he does not, his ankles, like he falls. Oops, sorry. He falls
Yeah.
like all the time. So I was trying to
Mhm.
repose him and I didn't heat the leg and I
So that's
snapped it.
another reason I think we went Jada for the buck, right? I can
Yes.
drop a Jada.
Yeah, I can. I got no qualms at all about moving that leg on Sagat all
Yeah.
day. So,
Yes,
let's
Matt.
see
I'll
what.
get some Savage Crucible. Right around the second
And I
time I get a dial tone.
and I looked right at him at Joe Fest too, and I even
Yeah.
had one picked out, and I didn't get it. I'm just not that
They're n-
big on the fantasy stuff. I don't
they are
dislike it, but
very
it's not my jam.
yeah, and they're very inorganic to where I'm at, right? Like our Toronto and Vancouver have some outlets that get those stuff in here. Ottawa has no one, so it's just online, or I'm never going to see it ever, right? There's
Yeah.
lots of other things I can get more easily here.
And somebody
What's that?
see, I was trying to find a comment there. So GI Jetman says I like the AWOC bucks. The AWOC
There you
bucks
go.
are really nice
Yeah.
too. Um, so that's another
I
one. I
just
actually forgot. Actually, when I was putting mine together, I forgot about AWOC.
I just know that when it comes to the buck and articulation and survivability off a shelf fall, I'm giving Four Horsemen a day off there.
They do surprisingly well. They do better for all the care you have to put into when you first get them and break the joints loose and stuff. They do surprisingly well falling off the shelf. The only thing I've actually
Uh,
broken with one falling off a shelf is an accessory, which was the hammer for Sir Uzak.
on-
So
I had
um,
Therese Wraithaler do a 6 foot drop, and she became the girl that the magician saws at half in the coffin there, right at the torso. And I had to
oh
put everything
no,
back together. And it's not a big deal because it pops all back together, but all those layers they add, and you got to
oh
line
yeah,
them up over the hips and like, get here. Oh, anyways.
that that's an issue I've got with the Bastet figures, and they are figure and they're made to pop apart, but I feel like once you take them apart at the waist, they don't ever feel the same on their figures. The ones that I've
Mhm.
had or have. Same time, toys in the house. What's up, Shane? How you doing, man?
Not much longer, Shane. We're coming to the end of this subject. We got one more, and then I'm gonna call it a night after that because it's going to be late for me. But what's this? Mostly all my figure obscure lean towards the new elephant one. Yeah, that what is it?
That
Ganesh.
yeah, Ganesha. That figure. I have that figure. Is it? I have it leaned up against one of the posts on these shelves. It will not stand. It's anything that's super top heavy seems to
Mhm.
like it just kills their ankle joints. So, all right. What
Yeah.
about packaging? Who you got doing your packaging?
Okay, so this is where we start getting into a little couple things because there's some things I wanted to include in this, right? Like, um, Jada also is putting a base in my figure, by the way. No matter whether it
Okay.
needs it or not, throw it the fuck in there. Right?
All
Give
right.
me a base. So for the box, we're talking packaging entirely. I'm going retro card for the
Okay.
type of packaging I'm doing, right? With the whatchamacallit, the blister on there. And then on the back, you would get the 4 to 8 figure wave release of the like the digital character. You wouldn't necessarily get a picture of the figure, you get a picture of the character that you recognize from the game. Those are your wave releases, and then you get your file card. But I would also put a QR code on there, right? Because this is Call of Duty and it's tied to a video game. There has to be some cross benefit where that QR code can give you unlockables in the game, an incentive to buy a figure, right? And the QR code or the file card could all be stuff that maybe is worked into the box. But I was thinking the big appeal for mine would be on the back, right? We see it with retro cards all the time. Let me grab a retro card. Now you see everything fall. Maybe I shouldn't have done this. Yeah, there we go. Forgotten King. Okay, we'll just use the back of Rogue, right? So
All right.
1/3, right? My car would be broken into 1/3, but not the way that the retro cards do it with. I gotta have a retro card with the file card. I was thinking about this, and this makes sense to me. We use Scarlet. 1/3 rule, 1/3 legal, 1/3 wave, 1/3 file card. That's the way I would build it, right? So for Call of Duty, 1/3 wave up, right? Except mine would be broken down 1/3. So on the left and the right, 1/3 here, 1/3 here, and then 1/3 here. This 1/3 would all be the legal gobbledygook you're used to seeing here. This would be the file card, this would be the wave, or vice versa. But this would have a serration hole, so you could open your legal gobbledygook, and it would have a way to make the blister easier to take off the packaging once that serration was undone. Right? Who cares if you rip your legal gobbledygook on a card that you're going to cut up anyways? Right? That was my
Yeah.
idea for that, but that's all I would include in that.
That's a that's a good that's a good idea. I like it. I like the layout for the back. So for mine, I'm gonna go on packaging. So the style, I'm going back to Valaverse. Um, the art, I would probably want whoever is generally doing the Joe stuff that we see, or um, Masters of the Universe Motu style art, because it's so brilliant. It pops even for just like a military line. I would love to see a portrait like this done by Motu artists with the colors and the shading just vivid. Um, I do want window. I want a window box. I want a box, and I want a window box because I want to see what's in there. There also, as I just showed you guys earlier, you can stack boxes. You can't stack cards. You
True.
can, but it's all wonky and uneven. So I want boxes. I want a file card on the back. I want to cross sell and shrink all of that legal bullshit down, stick it down here. Like you said, put a QR code on it that actually works. And this is the type of box that I want. It doesn't look generic. It's got everything
Mhm.
that you want to see on the figure, about the figure. You got a cool portrait of the figure. You got the name of the line, whatever over here. I love the way that he does these. And of course, this is a duster box, so it's an older box,
Lots of
but
dusters. Yeah.
lots of dusters out there. So
Yep.
that's what I want in a box for mine. It's like a mixture of a few different people's art and style, but that's everything I would want on it.
For sure. The other thing I had all written on there is I was like, I want a file card and I want Larry Hama to collaborate with current comic writers to write the file cards for all the characters. Different writer for each one, but Larry Hama has to collaborate. It's a dream team,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, it's the way it was back in the day. It was a perfect storm. Um,
Okay.
with the creators. But yeah,
So
Turk says toss
I
up
have
a Val and Joe and file cards a must.
I have a question for you now. What is
Okay.
your standard price for your fig, and what is it coming with, like in general? Like, can you describe what we're getting for our money with your dream fig? Do you have a balance for
Oh,
that at all?
I'm thinking 25 to 30 bucks. And with that, you're gonna get a base like unless they're a character that has a specialty. But for just like your basic soldier style weapon, I'd like to see a like an assault rifle. I think you can't go wrong with for a basic loadout, an assault rifle, an SMG, a pistol, and a knife. Don't use the same one for everything. You got to have an assortment. You got these awesome designers and sculptors doing these CAD files and stuff that we talked about. So you got to have a wide assortment. You can't reuse the same shit. And maybe um, some kind of swappable headgear, a helmet to a cap or with a communications earmuffs and an earpiece, maybe a boonie hat and some goggles or some uh,
Ah,
saw blades or saw flies or something like that. And depending on the situation, maybe some swappable web gear. Now, if you got a guy that's a specialist, as a heavy machine gunner, maybe just give him the heavy machine gun and pistol and knife. Give him some like some ammo cans or ammo belts or something to make up that difference. But I think 30 bucks is probably you know gonna be the most. Like I'm looking at Monster Force, like all the stuff you get with Monster Force, is kind of what
yeah,
I'm looking off of, and I
yeah,
think they've got do away with so many hands. You don't need but a couple sets of hands, stuff like that.
yeah. So that's
Hey, your
pretty much
fight
kind of
club's in
along
the
the.
house.
I kind of went along the same thing. Is my mic working okay? Because I'm pretty far from my
Yeah,
tablet right now.
yeah, I
Okay,
can hear you pretty
so
good.
I went to a price of between 40 and 45 US dollars. So for anybody tuning in from Canada, that's between 55 and $61 for us. It's about the same as what you would pay for the firefighter out here, right?
Okay.
Because I would figure a figure for a Call of Duty or a Battlefield, like the kit is just as essential as the figures to make people want it, right? Like Call of Duty's known for its specialized kit and cool paint jobs and crap like that. So for 40, what did I say, between 40 and 45 US dollars, I figure you have to get one figure that we talked about with the standard, articulation that we're used to. Two head sculpts, always two head sculpts, always two sets of hands, one backpack, one base, one set of small or medium blast effects for the weapon that they get, and then these are the options. You get either one soft goods effect, or one unique like equipment piece, like something with function. And then you would also get either one large weapon with one small, like defensive weapon, like a knife, or you get one small weapon or two small weapons, like a knife and a pistol, and a medium weapon, and that's it. That's what you would get for $45.
Well, you went a whole lot heavier on accessories and stuff than I was thinking. So that I
I
think
was
that's
looking
fair.
at what an average piece count would look like in the weight. I'm looking at the weight of things going, okay. Because we're
Yeah,
paying it the year for some figures, and I'm looking at the amount of pieces we get with these figures, and I'm like, there is a large number a lot of the time.
yeah,
Ugh,
yeah.
yeah.
Especially on some of your stuff, like I was saying with Monster Force and stuff. You know, a really heavy piece
Mhm.
count on a lot of those guys. So
Yeah.
I think that was everything I wanted to hit on that front. Um,
Yeah. There was.
for
Oh, I'm
me,
gonna turn my camera back on. Yeah, I had one more thing I was gonna say that and this reflects how I feel about classified as much, right? If this is my dream line, the way I release this is like I do a between a like two waves of four, either one wave or two waves in that year, and then once a year I'm going to release a chase figure, right? Something to make people order the whole wave at once, like some of these companies do. Could put in a chase figure,
hmm
and that chase figure is going to reflect. stuff that's coming from Ubisoft for their games that hasn't been released yet that they know is going to be a hit. Like maybe it's going to be a certain skin that's coming on a character or a gun or something like that. That goes into your chase packages. And then biannually, I'm going to release weapons packs for characters like with variations of the weapons that they had for that wave. So if the guy had like an M16, then that pack later that year is going to have a repainted M16 of a different style, but it's going to be that from that match, that same character.
Okay,
That's
that's
just going to
good.
perpetuate some between wave buying, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking three 4 figure waves a year, and maybe
Hmm.
throw in like a deluxe style figure, or if you're going to do a vehicle and a figure, something like that. So um
And
good deal. So let's get to some vehicles, and we can cut this back. We're running late, so if you
yeah,
want to like pick your best two, like we come up with four. So if you want to say pick your best
I'm
two
in.
for each, you good?
I think we can whip them off. It's just so we can just name them and just don't get into it. But however you want to do it, yeah.
I mean that's fine. We can go through all of them, run through them all real quick. Do you want to do
Well,
yours first? Do you want me to do mine?
this is the fans' hobby, right?
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
got all kind of
So
shit sitting around mine because I was planning on showing all of it together. So yeah. Oh, there's
so
my
the other
stickers.
Yeah. The other thing we were talking about was this feels like something that a bigger company would have made. Like it is a quality piece of plastic. It's good. It's mid-sized. It's kind of that niche that we've been screaming Hasbro to make their vehicles more of these, right? And what was this? 120? 120
One
bucks.
this 120, and then that one was no, they were both 120. That's right.
120 with extra pieces, some options, some functionality, points of articulation. This becomes the benchmark at 120. What can we fit in? So basically, I'm going to rhyme off some Joe's and Cobra vehicles that I think I would like to see Fans Hobby do because I don't know if Hasbro will get to them before Fans Hobby has that opportunity. And I think they could do a good job with these. And Darren has his list too, right? Does that
I
describe it
do.
well
So
enough? Yeah.
yep,
So this is
sounds
for
good to
Fans
me.
Hobby.
We're like this quality, like if Fans Hobby made this stuff, what would we like to see? Because I'm telling you, I till I saw it, and especially till I got it in my hands, I wasn't completely sold on their stuff. But seen the dune buggy, seen their prototype on the Fang. It's some quality stuff. So what would we
Yeah.
want to see? So Crow, I'm gonna do your
And they're
Joe vehicles first.
sure. Remember, Fan Hobby's doing it anyways, apparently. So we might as well just give them some ideas. Yeah, go ahead.
Uh,
Devilfish.
we talked about this one earlier.
Yep.
So
I think
they
Prime.
do a good job.
I think Hasbro will do the Devilfish, but I think Fans Hobby. This is right up their alley. They could have a lot of fun with this and make this even cheaper than that, right? Imagine
Yeah,
buying this for 60, 70 bucks, right? But it's perfect. Like it's not a 3D print, it's proper everything. It's just like that, right? So that was my number one. What
yeah.
else did we have? I think
So let's
threw a
see.
lot of
You had
pictures in there. Yeah.
yeah, and I've got them labeled so I know where to stop. So Devilfish,
Yeah.
good choice. Desert Fox,
Mhm.
this one's a little bit bigger.
Little bit, but same idea. I think this is that same price point, and if they did that, I still believe Hasbro maybe could put an emphasis on getting drivers out there that they don't have the intentions of doing vehicles for, and other
Yeah,
companies could clean up that mess, and nobody would feel bad about it, right?
I don't
Make
think
skid
so
mark,
either.
yep, classified skid mark, and then let somebody else build the Desert Fox.
Yep, because the Desert Fox was not small. The Desert Fox was about the size of the Snow Cat, if I
Yep.
remember correctly, because I had
But
it.
it's open top too. So like that's still less plastic than you think sometimes,
Oh yeah,
depending on how you lay it out, right? So
yep. So
was that
had then you had this guy right here. This was another one I loved. I had it.
I love this. I want this for classified so bad. I just don't see it being a priority at all,
No.
given what we know, right? And it's a very simple design. 6 wheels, big movable cannon, a spot for the crew commander with a pintle mount gun, and that big dozer blade to stabilize it. That's your toy, right?
Yeah. I apply this thing got a lot of play. I love the slugger. I
Oh,
love thunder. Um
yeah.
I had this in whenever it come out, I got it. I was a big fan of the slugger. So
Yeah. This
let's
was
see. Yeah.
a really special birthday present my mom spent on me one year that stood out. I've always loved this thing.
Yeah, I like the design, just the thought that went into it. This massive cannon, and then you got the blade in the back to keep it
Mhm.
steady. So it's just
Yeah.
amazing. Just a giant fucking cannon on wheels. So then you had this guy right here.
Yeah, because I think that is not a far cry in size from what they've done here as far as plastic use. I think that just like with this, they could do the Conquest and then they could roll right into the Python Patrol colors and satisfy a lot of people. And again, I'm not 100% sure that I see Hasbro getting around to that. I think they might because it's much easier to do than the Sky Striker.
Yeah.
But in timelines, I think other companies could get to it faster and we'd be just as happy, especially if they could keep that price point, right?
Oh yeah. I you know what if they did this? It's I mean it's bigger than the Skyhawk by probably close to double. You know. What do you think? Like something like this would be from them? I mean, be $200,
Is it
100,
double the size? So I'm
150.
looking at the size of the pilots by reference, right? I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. I'd say it's maybe a third the size bigger, not
Okay.
double, like you know what I mean? But I still think it's achievable. But price point wise, sorry, what were you asking?
Yeah. I mean, if they did it, if Fans Hobby did it, it would have lights in it. So I think
Yeah.
they could do it for $200.
For sorry, how much you cut out there?
200.
Yeah, I would have said 150 and around there, but 200 sounds probably a safer bet. That was
Okay.
it. That was the last Joe one.
Yep. I
Yeah,
will. We'll do. I'll do my Joe vehicles, and then
sure.
we'll run through our Cobras. So.
Uh,
All right, so my first Joe vehicle, Shane just talked about it, Armadillo. Give me the Armadillo. I love this thing. Love playing with this thing, man.
mhm.
Yeah, Jetman says Slipstream is better than Ace. I don't know, man. I like Slipstream, but I liked Ace. I really liked Ace. So Armadillo would be one that wouldn't be. I don't think this would be too hard to do. I think they could do an Armadillo pretty easy. Probably be. I don't know. Looking at the aerial, it'd be half that size. Um, it'd be as long as the end of the canopy back to the end of the wings, probably. So I think it would be. I think it'd be doable, but I think this would be a really good vehicle for Fans Hobby to do. Not too intricate, not a lot to it. I
Yeah,
threw the blueprints in on some of these.
I
I
love that.
love the blueprints.
When you can find those, yeah, I like those.
Yeah, that's one thing I thought about going back and trying to collect was the blueprints from some of the vehicles and put them in like a photo album. If you can still buy a photo album, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if you can still buy a photo album anywhere. And then of course I had this right here. So you know, this is a no brainer. Fans Hobby would knock this thing out of the park. They would, other than not having some of the authentic actual decals for it. Fans Hobby would do this so much better than Hasbro.
I don't know.
And
Yeah, Yeah.
I mean, Hasbro's gonna do it, and I'm gonna buy it, but I think the fans hobby one, I think they would do more justice to it than Hasbro would, honestly.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's such a small vehicle too, right? It would be like the temptation would be to overdo it, like almost
Oh
throw too
yeah,
much into the small thing, right?
yeah. It'd be like what they did with the Snow C.A.T. Yeah, you could do the armadillo with Steeler. Yeah, but we're talking about fans hobby making it. So now,
Yeah.
now Hasbro, I've said that in the past when we've had our little lists and stuff they've made. I've said that, like, if they're not going to give us a Mobat, do the armadillo, and that's right. That's how we could get Steeler.
Yeah.
And I love Steeler too, man. Give
Yeah,
him a
he's one of my faves.
swappable head sculpt from Worlds Without End, where he's got the fever. So, just like, I never had this when I was a
Oh, I
kid. I
did.
didn't have the Battle Bear.
No.
I always liked it, but my older cousins had it, not Pop, but the ones on the other side. They had this. That was the only time I ever got to play with it. So I said, do a pack of these, man. I like the pack rats. Do a pack of all three of them. So all of them together, just do them all together in a set. And you have the missile launcher, the machine gun, and the flamethrower. I think these would be a cool little set of three. Do all three of them for 35, $40 a piece and buy them as a set for $100 with package them together.
Yeah, I would go in for it if they made them look purposely like the pack rats, right?
Oh
I
yeah.
had
Yeah.
I had looked at this and I was like, I thought this was kind of what Gridiron was trying to fill the blanks in when they did all their M packs and things like that. I was like, this is just Gridiron's pack rat, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
basically. And so what's crazy about the pack rat? I don't know how you retrospectively look at the pack rats. Now, back then it was kind of silly. Back when we were watching these cartoons back in 84, whatever, when these guys come out. But now this is what combat is.
Yeah, I mean, they're fancy in designs and everything, but the basic premise is this. Yeah, we
They're
use this
drones.
in modern warfare. This is
Yeah.
happening. So
Yep.
yeah.
This maybe not this silly, maybe a little more refined, but this is what's happening right now. Let's see.
RCV, what is it? RCVBIEDs or ICIEDs, like remote controlled vehicle borne improvised explosive device. Right?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Turk wants to see Steeler, and Mark Harkness says Ace was cool, but when they come up with the Sky Raven, Raven should have been the pilot. I can't disagree with that. We got Strato Viper. And then this, the Whirlwind, a towable, because they're doing, like, Fans Hobbies doing their version of the All Striker. So I'd like to see some more stuff like this brought in. Wouldn't have to be super fancy. Just maybe make the barrels rotate. Just spice it up a little bit. But I like these things. I never had this one. I never had the Whirlwind. I had the
Yeah.
what was the other one?
The Flak or the Howl.
The Flak was the one that
Yeah, I kept getting all of these. These were that price point,
Really?
but they were more than abundant on the shelf, so they were perfect Christmas presents. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
I've been an advocate of the Whirlwind. It's got to be right around the corner, and I don't understand why we haven't seen it yet. Just because if anything's going to shoot down a Rattler, it's probably going to be a Whirlwind, right? This is the perfect time for it to start showing up.
Yeah, it's exactly, like, this is the time to bring it out. We got the Vamp, we got the All Striker coming. They're working on the Mark II, so that's my other one. So let's go through Crow's Cobra picks, and then we'll get into my Cobra picks, and that will be the show. So your first Cobra vehicle was this one right here,
Buzzbore.
the Buzzbore.
I have never ever wanted this, but when I look at play function and how important that becomes on a vehicle in this line these days, I think Fan Hobby could have a lot of fun with this. Like, even if instead of doing lights, they just did some sort of little cycling engine that made something move in a continual circle, like a gyroscope. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be neat, man. I
Yeah.
did have this. It was silly as all get out, but it was a fun little like low price point toy, and this was at 87 when things were kind of getting crazy. So, all right.
So
So
I
next you
find,
had
oh, I was just
go
gonna
ahead.
say on the buzzboard, the last closing point. Yeah, it looks silly on its own, but 5 of them moving in a pattern doesn't look
Yeah,
as silly. Then it looks like something, right? So,
yeah.
yeah, we can go
Like
on to the Nightlander.
so,
This one,
I love this.
yeah, and this one's so shit simple, right? Like this one, allows a company to do a really simple design and then wow you guys with the little add-ons they throw to it, right? This wouldn't be about the boat. This would be about how the boat is presented with paints, ropes, accessories,
Mhm.
overall shape, things like that, right? So,
Yeah, I love this set. I had a lot of nostalgia for this set. I've told the story about when I got this when I was a kid. It was intended to be a Christmas present that was hidden, and I
Mhm.
found it like in like June of the next year because it was
Yeah, you
forgotten
told me
about.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so but I and Vala is doing something similar. They're going to bring
good.
out a similar version of this. I do intend on buying it, especially because it has been said that it will float. Stanley says it right here, or Joe Fan says it right here. Love it, but it sinks so quickly. So I
Mhm.
do intend on getting the Action Force one. A
Yeah,
couple of
I'd be down
hills
with
in
that.
there.
This I never had, and I wanted that so bad. Yeah.
I have it labeled how many of each there are, and I keep jumping ahead. So this is one of
Mhm.
my
That's okay.
favorites you got on here.
Yeah, I don't think this is a far cry from doing the Skyhawk for a Cobra. Like, this is the same idea. It's a small little one-man fighter thing. It's very sci-fi. Looks like a lot of fun to build. And yeah, that's all. That's the only reason. It was a very manageable, neat design that they could do.
I love this thing, and in my fan fiction story that I was working on over Christmas and doing out my 3-star stories. This is the vehicle that's in it and powered by Dark Energon. So I love this thing. And
Right.
Star Viper is one of the best looking Cobras that they ever made in a trooper.
Hmm. I don't
Let's
remember
see
them
here.
very well. I'll wait to see the classified version.
So yeah, there he is. I love this dude. I always love the look of that figure. So
Yeah.
and yeah, Stanley was talking about the bore. How could the bore balance? So your next one was this thing right here was
So I am actually a fan of the Fang Mark II, and not "Oh, it's fucking awesome." I like that they use the Osprey design of the wings, like that design. I thought was neat. I've never been comfortable with this guy sitting in a helicopter with the rotor spinning like 4 feet above his head, right? But 4 feet to the left to the right, much better. 2 missiles over his head, we're good. But it's a fun design, really. It is. It's
yeah.
a fun looking design, and I think again, I could have one of those on my shelf on a classified scale, and I'd see it differently for some reason, right? Like it'd
I
be like,
actually
oh,
did have this. I had it.
yeah,
It was fun.
yeah.
It was fun toy to play with. I like that they put the Heat Viper in it, like the
I
guy that has a flamethrower that's as long as he is tall.
So the one thing I don't like about it that made it so unappealing to me, really, and this is going to sound stupid, it was this picture. Like the way that they photographed this, it looks like a goddamn mess with the missiles and the prop all connected. I'm like, what
it's
is this cluster F of them?
it looks like it's all one sprue tree, and they just stuck the sprue tree to the side of it in this picture.
Yeah, it's like they're using a bad version of Florida nude as their color for this stuff. Like, just
It is. This is. I don't know. I guess I was gonna say it looks like it's taken from a brochure, but it's got to be the box. I mean, you can see the
that
reflection
sucks.
and stuff. But anyway, yeah, fun little toy. And Turk says, "Crow, it's perfectly safe."
all vehicles pass the safety test.
perfectly safe, perfectly safe. So,
Yeah.
all right,
So let's do yours.
get my Cobra vehicles in here. It's one of my favorite words to say in my southern accents. My vehicle. So give me an asp. We got a stinger. We got a hiss. Give me the asp, the towables. This thing.
Oh,
This
love
was
that one.
I didn't have this either. Pop Blender had it, and I don't know how I never had the asp, but I didn't. But you can put it in so many configurations. You can do so much with it. Love that picture there, looking like Ed 209.
Yeah, it was one of my favorite trailer guns.
Yeah,
I just liked the cage for some reason. I thought the cage was cool.
I did too. It was something. There's nothing like the cage with no glass in it in anything else that I can think of in G.I. Joe that had like a small one man, just a cage with no glass.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it was always neat to me. So I think Fans Hobby could really make that pretty badass. Here's another one, the Imp, another small
Yes.
little Cobra vehicle.
This was on my list. It just didn't make the top 3, but yes.
This thing was completely ridiculous, but man, it was fun. It's kind of like the Cobra version of the Armadillo, but with missiles instead of guns.
It reminds me of, like, what if Russia went steampunk in World War I or something? Like, just like it's got that vibe to it. Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. Somebody got lazy on assembly, asp. But the Imp was fun. I did have the Imp. It was a neat little vehicle. So we just got a couple pictures of it. I like the angles on it.
I like that it's impossible to hide how the track works from this picture. The little wheelies. They're right out of the cereal box.
Like if Cobra turned the Cybertruck into a tank.
Yeah.
And then there's another view of the top. So next one is where's this Hasbro? Where's my damn water moccasin at?
Yep.
Enough said. I mean, the detail, the removable compartments, and especially the air engine in the back with the vanes. I love it. Just this is one of my favorite Cobra vehicles. We need it in classified badly. So
yeah, I love that thing too. I got that the same year I got my hovercraft.
Oh yeah.
So I was just having wicked party time in my basement that Christmas morning. Just everything's on the water now.
That's what I'm saying. 84 and 85 was the year of the water vehicles, and those are my two favorite years of G.I. Joe, 84 and 85. That's, we got the whale, the hovercraft, the flag, the hydrofoil.
But they weren't as fun or as high in demand as clearly an Arctic vehicle.
No, clearly not. Well, the 85, we got the Snow C.A.T too. So
just kidding.
Yeah. Water moccasin is a must, and
it really is.
Those huge missiles right behind the cockpit. Cobra pays $2 million a year in retirement benefits, but no one has ever lived to collect.
Yep. That's how they get you to sign. They tell you, look at these benefits.
Yep. Look, you're never going to see them, but here they are. So we definitely need somebody to make a water moccasin so Fans Hobby could just give us an assault airboat. Call it the assault airboat. What about the Swamp Fire? Another helicopter.
I looked at that as well. Yeah. I don't like it.
You don't like it? What do you? So you like the Fang 2 better than the Swamp Fire?
Only slightly more. Yeah. This I keep coming back to that episode of Community where they were making fun of GI Joe a whole episode, and they came up with the Subma chopper. And when I saw that, I was like, "That's exactly what they were looking at too." Right?
Oh, for sure. Um, but this
Yeah,
thing's really simple. But I like the colors. And Woody over here going gross. So I like the colors on the Dreadnought stuff, the Assault stuff, and I don't remember having this. I don't know if I had the Swamp Fire or not. I don't particularly remember it, but this is what I like about it is the little rotor back here spins and the blades folded back. So when you can
yeah,
turn it into more like the boat part of it. I just always liked that feature. And you got the pontoons here. It's kind of a
yeah.
cross between the chameleon and a fang.
It's a creative design. Actually, go back to the first picture of it because just like every other Joe vehicle, right? It's very driver friendly with those air intakes right at your ears.
Yeah.
Do you notice that? Just,
If you
again, those
let go,
benefits. Yeah,
if you let go of the yoke, you're going to be sucked into that.
yeah. And you can steer or gun. You won't do both. But no, no. But like the design, it is kind of cool. Like the boat side of it. I think what I don't like is just this flopping around helicopter blade while you're boating on the river. I'm like, I wish that would tuck away somewhere.
Yeah, why can't this be a mask toy where it would just sink down into something? So,
Yeah.
let's see. Turk says 50 damn years almost. The moccasin has eluded me. You didn't have a moccasin or hadn't went and picked one up. They're not hard to track down complete, and they're not super expensive to pick up a moccasin. I've got one that is um, perfectly complete. I think it was 60 or 65 bucks with a good copperhead. And the only thing that is wrong is the ski missile on the bottom is either
Hmm.
broke or missing. I think it's broken. That's the hardest part of the water moccasin to track down is that ski missile and the engine covers or the storage
Mm.
covers. But I think that was my last one. I think that was 4 on those. So those are vehicles we'd like to see that we think Fans Hobby could tackle and do a good job because I can't sing enough praises on the Fans Hobby stuff right now.
Yeah, I mean, coming out the gate, I've only seen the photos of the other stuff, and I've listened to what you guys told me, what you saw at Joe Fest. Then I got my hands on one, and this look, I'm not a plastic expert. None of us are. Okay, okay, but you've felt toys like this before. They're the toys that didn't fall apart the first time you play with them. They're the toys that are sturdy. You can move them around the shelf. I have no fears about this. I'm not going to drop it
No.
from the top of the stairs to test to see if it can take it. Certainly not doing the zip lining that they advertise on this, but I mean it's nice to know I can. But
I
what
I
got
did
me was how
try.
yeah, what got me was how affordable it was because I'm I'm sorry, but I'm gonna do it. Get off there, you. It these aren't that far different in size and weight, right? And
No, they're
these
not.
guys
They're really close.
these these guys got rid of a driver and went with lights and included everything else that you would get, right? So imagine if your vamp didn't come with clutch and it came with lights. It's like that. So we only get so many of these vehicles out of Hasbro a year. It's nice to know these guys are out there doing some of the other ones their way and giving you some
Yeah.
choices. And that was the big point. You can take me off full screen. God, I hate that. That's also where I get my lag, I think, where you see me kind of break up a lot too. Um, I like that those choices are there now because the longer Hasbro goes, the more they need to recognize that we have those choices. That's the
Yeah.
biggest thing for me. We don't have much power as consumers. It's buy or don't buy, right?
Yep.
Bitching doesn't
Yep.
really do much unless you know how to bitch properly to the right person in the right way. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's collective crybaby stuff, right?
Yeah. I
But
mean, speak with your wallet. That's what everybody's. It's the
yeah,
phrase.
But eventually, a company can't deny when certain amounts of money are being taken off the table before they even have a chance to vie for it, and that works for us, not for them, right? So I'm all about that. That's cool.
And to speak to your point that you made, I like the point that you made versus the vamp. So I'm happier with the Air Eagle at $120 than I am at a vamp with for $100 with clutch. I feel like the Air Eagle is a more solid purchase. As much as I love clutch, I don't think all that much of the vamp, honestly. Um, and the Air Eagle feels like it's made out of better plastic.
That I'll agree with. It does feel a little bit thicker or firmer, but I love my vamp. I wasn't trying to say this is one or the other. What I was saying is like if you weigh them and then you think about what you paid for either of them, like it's all fair game. And we can expect this. If Hasbro's going to play it at that price point, there's other people that can compete at that price point, and what they're producing it's like a little better sometimes, right? So
Yeah. Yep. That is my thoughts on it as well. And I did GI Jetman Friday at 8 Eastern. Ronnie Trickshot and I are doing a stream on the 20 vehicles I want to see in classified. So I'll
right on.
try to check that out and be on my
I'll
list.
turn on that bell notification that y'all turn on when somebody you want to watch is on.
That's right. That's what you do. So that's pretty much what we had for you guys tonight. We run half an hour over, so that happens. It was those darn 4 reveals today that threw us for a loop. I'm going to blame everything on those 4 reveals today.
Oh, well.
So we'll see if we get blessed with some more Arctic stuff over the next 4 days at SDCC. So I'm sure there will be streams aplenty over the weekend if more stuff comes out. So Crow, what do you got going on the Crusty Old Crow channel? What you got coming up? Anything?
I'd like to think I'm gonna do some Marvel reviews on some of the Marvel figs I've got right now, but I've got a lot going on over here, and there's a lot of stuff I'm waiting on in the mail right now. And as soon as any of that shows up, that becomes the priority. So right now, that's just a long-winded answer for nothing. What about you?
Yeah, right. Probably more of the same. I don't have anything going to be here imminently. Hopefully, Claus next week, but like I said the 22nd is Tuesday, and that's the date that they're supposed to release. So it's Hasbro. You know, it might be 4 days after that before you hear anything. We're I guess at their mercy. So that's the only thing I can think of that I might have coming in the next week. So yeah, probably be a light week for reviews over here. I'll be back over here next Wednesday for Sevens Wild with Pop Blender. Probably going to be talking about SDCC stuff, but I'm not sure yet. Maybe some movie talk. I don't know. But that's about it. That's all I got going on. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. What you got, Crow?
I got something on behalf of the Backyard Battlefield that I will bring up because I'm sure if we had talked about it before, you'd be like, good idea. We are coming close to a Toys for Tots Streamathon era coming back, where Punk with Toys does his 36-hour drive, and they profit like everything from that Streamathon goes towards Toys for Tots through Sergeant's Reds. And we're starting to think of our ideas to help contribute to that. But just to let you guys know, right? If you are able this year to donate, last year he was able to raise, I think it was $3,060 for that foundation, and I think he is looking to kind of surpass that this year. So new subscribers and old, just put that in the back of your mind if you're looking for a way to really help the toy community out. Help start with the kids and get ready for that streamathon that's going to be coming down the road not too long from now. Yeah, I don't remember the exact dates he was looking at, but
yeah, he was he was talking about maybe doing it in November this year, but I don't think he'd completely decided yet, like toward the beginning of November. So when we know something, you guys will know something, and we'll be, of course, kind of cross promoting that for him over here and on, you know, both our channels. So it's a good cause, good thing that he does there. So
Yeah, and he is starting to talk about it, which means he's starting to pull in the ideas and things like that. So if he's starting to think about it, we should all start considering it. You know, that was all.
right,
I didn't want to forget about that.
Yep, it's a good time to start talking about it. And Turk says he's got a package for you. He's just had a couple hiccups in shipping it out to you.
Okay. Thank you, Turk. I appreciate that. I told you not to worry about that, but I understood where you were coming from, and I do appreciate it. Guys, I've got to say this out loud. Like, me and Darren, we send things back and forth, but we have very honest discussions about postage, and we keep each other up on that. I appreciate everybody who's ever offered to send me something. And if I were living in the States, I'd be like, absolutely, bro, do it every time. But you're going to hear me put up resistance on this, guys, because I really don't think some of you understand what it is to ship out here and what a headache it can be. Darren understands it. I think Turk is discovering it. Just thank you for the good intentions, guys. I'm good.
Yeah, it is rough. I hope that's something that hopefully can get better in the future. So, one other thing was Breaker. I meant to bring that up earlier. If you got Breaker from Target, he's supposed to ship next week too. Starting on I think the 23rd. I have a feeling you might be able to find Breaker in Target over the weekend. This weekend, maybe.
Yeah.
There he is. You got him.
Yeah, with that stupid holder for a silencer. God, that was a bad call. Here goes the silencer.
Looking forward to Breaker though, man. The one I got that came with the Ram cycle is kind of he's kind of janky. His legs are loose.
Yeah, mine's a Michael J. Fox.
Oh, damn! I was gonna imitate it, but is it the 20th? I know I'm looking at my Target order, and it's estimated delivery between Wednesday the 23rd and Monday the 28th. So it's coming. So be prepared for Target to actually charge your card versus just pre-auth checking your card. So all right, y'all, that is a backyard battlefield for tonight. Thank everybody that is watching the replay. Hit that like button. Sure helps out on us small guys channel. And we will see you guys all in a couple of weeks. And let me find this video, and we out.